Welcome everybody to the latest session of the Rise of Tiamat. All right, team, we will, as usual, do a quick recap. We had another session where we had a week in between, so we'll do, again, a quick recap just so we can try to get right into the thick of things here. So, team, you'll likely recall when we started off last week, you guys were in the process of moving overland in your carriage and trying to make a good time getting closer to the next major location on the map here, which turned out to be the ruins of a dwarven fortress known as Dragonspear. Eventually, you guys made your way there, and once you arrived, you saw that there was sort of a ruined fort outside of the ruins of the dwarven fortress, and you got some information from the sort of commander here of Dragonspear, who kind of filled you in a little bit, letting you know that the garrison here is set to protect against any enemies that might come out of Dragonspear. It unfortunately has a long history of having foul creatures sort of emerge from it, and even though throughout the years there's been times where various groups, either adventurers or actual armed forces from some of the nearby cities on the Sword Coast, have actually sent expeditions down below. No matter how many times they feel like they've cleared out everything that there is to clear out in Dragonspear, it would be 6 months, a year, 2 years later, and suddenly something else would emerge. So there's obviously something in Dragonspear that allows these creatures to emerge from it that is not quite understood. Likely magic has something to do with this, but because of that, there's sort of a standing garrison outside of Dragonspear that is always vigilant for anything emerging from the ruins and tries to deal with it before it becomes a true threat. As your team arrived, you guys pulled your carriage up, and eventually, after kind of getting a lay of the land, just looking around, decided to bring your carriage right on up. As you did, the sort of lookout spotted you. You spoke with the commander of the fort, and it turned out that there were two individuals who were also here at Dragonspear that seemed to have information and be specifically on the lookout for your team. You met both of these individuals, who introduced themselves as Harmony and as Hugo. This was a little bit of a, maybe I'll use the word tense kind of discussion at first, as the team was perhaps rightly suspicious, as they know that there's a lot going on right now in the world, and this cult of the dragon could have their own agents and spies and so forth. So the team is understandably cautious, but after enough information was provided from Harmony and from Hugo, specifically that they were asked by Dala, who is the group's sort of patron at this point, to assist them, and provided some updated information that their target, known as Verum, the White, is actually, his movements were tracked that he had moved off towards the Serpent Hills. The team looked and was going to head down to Boroskai Bridge, which is sort of like a tent city right on the river, for more information, as that's where he was known to be. But this saved them some time, and instead of having to do that, they were able to essentially cross over the High Moor. It was explained to them that this area is not as wet and as swampy as some other parts of the High Moor. So, kind of cutting across just the most southeast portion of it wasn't too much of a challenge. So the team decided to do that. And invited both Harmony and Hugo to join their team, as that was Dala's wish, to make sure that this mission, the finding out what's going on with Vera and perhaps taking him down, is a success. At the same time, Rasmus was incredibly heartbroken to learn that the Ben was not going to follow along with the team. That's me being facetious, of course, because Rasmus did not like Ben. But yes, Ben did agree to remain here in Dragonspear. Originally, his plan was to follow on into Candlekeep, but after Harmony explained to him about sort of the mysteries of Dragonspear and how enemies kind of just emerged from there, and he seemed to take a bit of an interest in this. And as you guys may recall, he is sort of a mage focused on defensive magics. So with this setup, it seemed to at least interest him. So he may end up staying here in Dragonspear, hard to say. But not that that's the group's problem any longer. So once he was separated from the carriage, the group continued on, traveled for some time, making their way southeast across the moor, eventually found a place that was a bit more kind of like plains, and spotted this very strange looking stone with a rune on it, and slowly approached it. As they slowly approached it, they noticed that it was very old, and it seemed as though this rune was emblazoned or carved, perhaps somehow. It certainly looked magical in nature. The group, a couple members of the group, I believe it was Hugo and Gail, got a bit closer to it, trying to investigate it, see if they could learn anything specific from it. Eventually, one or both of them noticed this whiff of a terrible odor. It was like a really rank body odor smell, and that's when the group suddenly found themselves in combat. It turned out that there were 3 hill giants that were invisible, standing as quiet as they could, very close by this stone, and the group engaged them in combat, and once they struck out at some of the party members, they became visible, and the team was able to defeat them without too much difficulty, without getting really hurt or spending too many resources, though Hugo did drop a double fireball, which certainly swung the scales to the side of the players. Once that combat was over, the group then investigated the stone themselves and discovered that when they touched it, each one of them also became invisible. And this was very curious because the stone seemingly had the ability to grant invisibility an unlimited number of times, perhaps. There was some speculation of could the group take the stone, though it looked like it was massive and would be, take probably some kind of siege vehicles or something like that to break it apart and get it out. Would the magic still work? You're not even sure at that point, but ultimately the group decided to leave it there. Each one of them did touch it, though, or most of the group, and turned invisible before continuing on their way. Also, during the searching of the hill giant corpses, they each had, these large bags, and the group was able to discover some interesting things inside. Probably the most prominent was the chicken, which actually ran away from the group, but Harmony eventually trapped it down, caught up with it, and through some of her abilities is able to speak with chickens and was able to communicate in a limited capacity. So eventually took the chicken with her. So that is on the carriage. And then the plan was the group was going to continue traveling along the Serpent Tails stream, making their way up towards the Serpent Hills and see what they could find, hopefully on the trail of this Verum still. Is there anything else, team, that I missed in the recap that anybody would like to add?
I had one thing that stuck out to me while I was just, scrolling through my character sheet. But when we met Hugo, we asked him if he was able to identify objects, and he was. And he identified a few of those scrolls for us, but he also found out that the blue scepter that we took from those cultists of the dragons that did the projection of the blue dragon, we were unable to identify it. It had some kind of blocker on it.
Yeah, it's a good addition. Go ahead and take inspiration for that, Rasmus. Indeed, it seemed as though the scepter was warded against identification, making it where it's much more challenging to identify this item. But yes, Hugo did indeed identify some of the other items that the team had. Anything else anybody on the team would like to add? All right, hearing nothing, I will assume you guys are good with that recap then. So, team, let's get you back over to the world map.
Did anybody happen to write down what those scrolls were by chance?
No.
I usually take impeccable notes, but and I don't do spells, so I wasn't paying too much attention.
No, I do not.
I did not write it down.
Well, it sounds like you're going to have to identify them a second time then, right?
No, I'll just go back and chat.
Yep, hopefully you'll be able to find them there. I remember we talked about them, and I said I didn't see those anywhere, so I picked 3 of the random ones, and you guys rolled for them off of the table from Orothotor's lair. So if worst case scenario you can't find it, let me know. We'll go back, and it'll probably refresh our memories.
Yeah, no worries. I'll try to track them down here.
Alrighty, sounds good. So team, you guys are currently in this carriage and continuing to follow along the Serpent Tail stream. So as a reminder, especially for Hugo, our newest player to this campaign, that the house rule that is in effect is that long rests are only taken in places of true total security. Think of this as meaning like cities, maybe fortresses, places where you can really completely let your guard down because 99% chance you're going to be fine. You're going to be able to rest and recover normally. Sleeping overnight or sleeping out in the woods somewhere or in a dungeon, you can only complete short rests in that time. So as you guys are traveling across the carriage, of course, again, these would all be short rests. You guys have traveled for multiple days. I don't think anybody has any exhaustion left on them. So based on the number of travel, if you have less than 2 short rests, you can set yourself back to 2 short rests. And like I said, I don't think anybody has exhaustion. If you did, feel free to wipe that out, because once you get to where you're going, several days will have passed, and easily that will have gotten wiped out.
Didn't we long rest in that garrison place also? Just
Yes.
I believe you
remember.
did.
Yeah.
Yep, that is a place of safety, right? So yes, you could there.
So does that mean I could have basically done a short rest between now and then and gotten it back?
Yes. Yep. So for something
Okay.
like Arcane Recovery, just as an example, that only comes back on a long rest. So you could use Arcane Recovery to get some slots back, but you wouldn't be able to use it again until you get your next long rest in.
Okay. I think I'll still do it though.
Sure, yeah, feel free to do so. And again, if you want to spend anything that's a resource, it should be built into your sheet to click. If not, just go ahead and type into chat spending this resource, and that way we have it tracked in there. Perfect. And feel free to replenish the slots that you're entitled to because of that ability. All right, team. Anything else? Any kind of special preparations that you're doing other than continuing on this trail and keeping your eyes out for any kind of signs of where this Vera may have gone?
Am I insane, or were we about to get into some shit at the end of the last session? Did I miss that completely, or are we just moving on?
What specifically did you think you were getting into?
Didn't we meet a dude by the river who was like hanging out, like
You
out of
did.
place?
Yes. Yep. So I was waiting to see if anybody added that to the recap. So if you recall, once you guys got to the river, there was a gentleman standing by the river here, and I think it was Rasmus who got out and went to talk to him, and he explained that it seemed as though he was implying there was some kind of somebody in the water that he was talking to, and as you guys kind of were in the area, you didn't see anything, and I think somebody said, "Oh, I want to go up to the water and look in and see if there's something there."
Yeah, it wasn't me because I couldn't talk at the end of the session, so that wasn't me who did that.
Does anybody remember who it was?
That was me. Yeah, that was Hugo.
Okay, yeah. So yes, that is exactly where we'll pick up then. So like I said, you guys have been traveling over land here for a period of time. By the time that all occurred, so right, yes, good addition there, Jordan. Right when we ended, that is when you guys spotted this gentleman, and again, he's sort of standing by the river here.
Okay, so we're in that now, and we're not just moving on.
Yeah, I mean,
Deal
you
with that.
don't have to deal with him if you don't want to. You can certainly move on. But yes, I think somebody did say they wanted to like approach the water and see what was there.
Yeah, because there's a shape in the water or something that he's looking at, right? So Hugo wants to check it out just to make sure.
All right, send it. If this causes a TPK, it's not my fault. Go.
You're the one who brought it up.
Man, how crazy would a TPK be after missing like having 14 days in between our sessions? Well, if I see Hugo begin to approach Adam, I'll, begin to start. I don't know how fast I'll be able to get over to him wherever he's at, but I'll at least close the distance so he's not alone over there.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah. So this was, if I remember correctly, this was based on a roll. So yes. Okay. I just found the specifics for this encounter. So yes, as you guys, so it's going to be both Rasmus and Hugo are going to approach this gentleman by the water.
Yeah. I'll be like, hey, what you looking at over there?
You see him very much focused on the water. He spoke with you briefly before, but after your conversation ended, it seemed as though he turned back to the water and looked in. Now, does anybody remember specifically what he said?
Yeah, he said his wife just had a baby, and then
Yes.
we were confused because he looks really out of place here. Like he doesn't have any traveling.
Oh yeah, he gave me that cigar, which I will smoke right now.
Yes, right. So if you recall, he was essentially celebrating and stating, yes, that he had just had a child, and this seemed very out of ordinary for you guys. from what you were, obviously this doesn't seem normal. There's no obvious civilization or cities right nearby here, so this seemed very much out of place.
But we're in the.
All right. Well, I'll still just sort of like pretend to be like friendly with this
congratulations.
guy, but move up to where I can see what he's looking at.
Or something in the water.
So you're essentially trying to take a look and see what is in the water there. Go ahead and give me a blind check.
Where is?
This looks like a duty, but we're in the middle of.
All right, you step up to the water.
And
looking in,
Adam,
trying to see what you can see inside. Again, the water is fairly clear here. Think of this as kind of like the edge of a bit of a swampish area. So the grass is very green. There's a lot of like moss along the tree lines here and along the river. But as you get closer to the water looks fairly clear. Again, it's not crystal clear, but decent enough that you got visibility. And yeah, you don't see anything inside the water that looks unusual. Just rocks, flowing water, occasional sticks, that kind of deal.
I smoke a lot of
Where's
tobacco.
your wife and baby?
And you see he is staring very intently now. And as you look to him, sort of like side glance towards him, you can see his eyes are wide open. You almost get like a hint of fascination, perhaps, or maybe even slight, maybe madness, as he seems to be absolutely focused on the water.
He just looks like a farmer, though. Like, he doesn't have anything of worth on his person, right?
On a glance, no.
And then, so he'll just be like, this guy's loony. And
As he hands it to me, can
back out.
I here?
No, my wife
Libby's
just had
here,
a
by the
baby.
way.
It's a
She's
girl.
at home.
Nice. After you say this guy's loony, Rasmus is gonna kind of like look at the cigar he's trying to light, and then look back at you and say, "What's loony? What's that mean?"
That means I think he's gone a little crazy or something. He's just staring at nothing. Best to just leave him here.
All right. Oh,
Try to pull him away, he'll probably attack you or something.
well, I don't really care. All right. Well, let's go back then. I mean, if it doesn't really matter.
He goes like, good luck, man.
Wait. Do you think we should ask him if he's seen this? Just give me a second. And Rasmus is going to turn back to that man, and he knows now that this guy's loony, a little unhinged. So, keeping his distance, he'll go, "Sir, have you seen a dwarf? Maybe a few companions come through here recently?"
And as though he's not even hearing you, you notice he leans down closer towards the water now, looking in, like leaning over even further, and you hear him say, "Ba ba 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 ba." You get the impression of like an adult perhaps playing with a child.
Yeah. I'm just going to turn around. Just say, "Gosh, that is a little strange.
Yeah, I
Should
told
probably
you.
just leave him alone."
Mental. How's that, cigar?
How is it, Adam? Does it taste, like Rasmus has smoked a lot of tobacco. That's kind of his thing. So does it seem off in any way?
I would say it seems maybe, not top of the line, but certainly better than just typical barroom fare.
Is it pre-cut already, or is Rasmus
Yes.
gonna have to cut the end off? It's already pre-cut.
Yeah, it looks like it's already set, ready to go. Like the only thing you had to do is light it.
I'll keep it for now. But I'm gonna look at him and say, well, maybe, I don't know. That he's crazy, but he's got nice cigars, so it makes me cautious to smoke it.
Well, maybe that's why he's seeing things that aren't there, is because he's smoking these cigars.
If that's the case, then I kind of want to smoke it.
You want to look like him, talking, babbling into nothing, trying to convince strangers that he is, but now a father?
Yeah, I think save it till after you found your target.
Yeah. Good ride home, Smoke. That sounds good.
Yeah, victory.
You see, he now covers his eyes and then uncovers them quickly and says, "Peekaboo, peekaboo," all while staring into the water.
All right, this is mildly entertaining. I think we should go. I don't know. Let's get. Hey, Spectre, let's just go.
Yeah, I agree. You know, they say people become different people when they become parents, so I'm sure he's dealing with it in his own way. Let's go.
Rasmus would hop back onto the top of the carriage and sit in front of that hand drum where he normally sits at him.
All right, so it sounds like the rest of you guys want to essentially get back into the spots that you normally occupy in the carriage and continue on your travel.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. It doesn't look like there's anything disturbing the water, like an invisible person or anything like that, right?
And
Based on
let's
your
be honest.
perception check, no.
Okay.
Let's be honest. We have enough crazy people already in the carriage.
Yeah, he thinks the water is his baby.
Or maybe they're invisible. I mean, things turn invisible sometimes, but that's okay. They can't fit in here either.
Sometimes when people go through things, their brains will force them to believe or see something else. So maybe he's just gone through something impactful, and this is his way of coping. But whatever the case may be, we should leave him to his business.
All right, but if we find his real family, let's let him know that he's here. Might be looking for him.
All right. This makes me think of like a dementia grandpa who wandered off.
He
But,
certainly doesn't look that old.
Well, I think we'll just load up and then we're trying to get what Hugo and Armony told us was the Serpent Heels, right? Or just the Serpent Tails stream.
So you are currently following the Serpent Tails stream. The information that Armony and Hugo had was that Verum left from the Borisky Bridge and followed the Serpent Tails stream up towards the Serpent Hills was their information.
Is this whole thing the Serpent Hills or just this left side?
The whole thing is, but the best information that you have is that you're following. You're not going to have to cross the river. Let's put it that way. You're following the tail up into the center of the hills.
I was worried about the Oregon Trail shit.
Yeah, no fording necessary.
Typhoid. Gotta watch out for typhoid.
Dysentery and oh no, your ox broke an ankle.
All right.
All right.
And as
I
we
signaled to the driver to get a move on.
All right,
Yeah,
we'll
exactly.
Check your storage and see if you have any backup axles just in case. You guys continue on the way, traveling down the river. And
We did buy a backup wheel, remember?
You did,
And some
yes.
boards. Yeah.
So,
Just in case.
just checking the distance you guys still have to go. So you're looking probably about 4 or 5 days-ish before you're, really into the Serpent Hills at that point. Again, any special preparations or anything anybody's doing during this time?
So yes, I am still trying to teach Rasmus through his thick skull to not dangle his participle as much while learning Draconic.
Okay, fair
I
enough.
guess. Yeah, I guess now that we're like in the wilderness and we're following the river that we were told this guy went, I will come out of the carriage and like be up with the driver and just like keeping an eye out for any signs of passage. This isn't like a road, is it? We're like roughing
No.
it through the woods.
I'm
I'm looking
don't
out.
think of it so much as woods. Think of it as plains that are wet. Like it's a moor technically, but it's the driest part of the moor. So think of it as more or less like moss covered, a lot of grass, twigs here and there. But yeah, not a ton of trees. There's some here and there, but not like a thick forest or anything like that.
Okay, so there's like not a whole lot of like distinguishing features then. Like if we looked
Right.
out to the horizon, it would just be like plains.
Well, you've got the
Okay.
river and you've got the mountains off in the distance, but right, as far as
Yeah.
real
But
prominent things, no.
nothing like jungle, like broken trails through
Correct.
wood hills or anything that might signal that Verum or his whoever he might be traveling with came this way.
Correct.
Okay. Then I won't do that, because if there's nothing to see, then there's nothing to see.
I mean, I guess Hugo will try to see if along the way there's any sort of like edible berries or anything like that. Anything to make like his rations last a little bit more.
Sure, yeah. Go ahead and throw me a blind check to represent your survival efforts during this time, seeing if you can find food and such.
All right. If possible, if you could use nature, that would be great. Because
Unfortunately, not for this one. Nature is your knowledge, knowing what's what, but actually finding the stuff first is survival.
all right.
Yeah, so this area seems to be pretty, again, a lot of moisture here, a lot of wet, so a lot of growth of different things. You're finding a lot of like small berry bushes along the way, maybe even some handfuls of like nuts or things that would be associated with very small bushes. So yeah, along the way you're able to easily find enough to feed yourself every day, and you don't have to use any rations.
Awesome. And if I have any extra, of course, I'll share it with some other people and be like, break up the rations.
Based on your role, it's just for you, but you might have a small handful here and there, but not enough to constitute a ration.
I give out 1 cashew each.
There you go. All right. So as you guys
Be stingy on the shoes.
continue traveling along the river, after about a day of travel, you notice, again, this river is, I wouldn't call it massive, huge, but it might be in different parts anywhere between, 60 and 150, 180, 200 feet across. It kind of varies as you're traveling along it. As you're to a point where the river might be 120, something like that across, you notice that there is a fairly decent-sized barge that seems to be coming from the northeast, moving to the southwest. Based on its size, it's staying pretty close to the middle of the river. You get the impression that it probably can't get real close to the edges, or if it does, it has to do so very carefully, just again, based on its size.
Can Ras? Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, any kind of markings or like flags that might be flying or something. Or is it just...
Nothing obvious, but go ahead and give me a blind check, Spectre. See if you can pick up anything that might not be so obvious.
Yeah.
Rasmus is going to stand up and see if he can peer over maybe the sides of the barge and get a head count.
Sure, yeah, you can give a blind check as well, Rasmus. Rasmus, you're trying to do the best you can, but with the wobbling of the carriage right now, based on going across this kind of softer ground, you're having to really balance yourself, and you're looking there. You see a few heads, but getting an exact count turns out to be impossible. But Spectre, as you're eyeing in that direction and trying to look as carefully as you can, with your keen sight here and looking and just trying to conclude what you can, you notice several empty bags and then some that are more full that are lined up that you recognize as bags of horse feed. This gives you the impression that there's been many horses on this barge, very likely really recently, though you don't see any.
Okay, it's a barge for, well, it might not just be for ferrying animals, but... And it's going downriver to the south?
Yes, it's coming your direction.
Maybe our friend hitched a ride on that boat and is riding a horse or several into the hills. Possible.
Mm-hmm. And that's a good inference. You want to maybe pull over and see if we can talk to him?
If
Yeah.
they're working for Verum, maybe not the best idea, but it It doesn't even look like that boat can get to shore, so
Yeah.
I wonder how they
Well,
would have disembarked.
how could they possibly speak to him now if he's not with them? I mean, is that a magic ability?
I'm not saying they would alert him to our presence, but if they're working for him, we might get into a fight that that we don't need to fight. But again, it would be
Just
difficult for that boat to get to shore at this point in the river.
Adam, looking at the construction of the barge, taking into memory the one that we saw that was hastily built from the bridge pieces that we got swindled on right when we left Neverwinter, compared to
You're never
the
gonna let that
like
go, are you?
no, because it was freaking ridiculous. We should have killed those guys. But the barge now, does it look better built and like more sturdy?
Yeah, so just for some high level of accuracy here, the one you saw was when you left Waterdeep, and yes, that was very much a
Sorry.
makeshift barge. But yes, this one looks to be, a professionally constructed barge. It is moving at a relatively slow pace, but yeah, it looks to be in quite good shape.
Construction of this one doesn't look like just some hastily made hoo-ha. Is that what Leroy would say? Right, Gail?
I don't know, you're his player, but
Well,
sure.
he would say a lot of things, but I never heard him say what was. No, he would not. He would never say that.
Maybe. I don't know this Leroy, but I think we should talk to him. Maybe pull the barge or our carriage over and just maybe a couple of us go. So it doesn't seem like we have a large group, you know?
Are we like right on the river and it's like open plains?
I would say you're probably 30 feet from the river, and the barge is like 100 feet out into the middle of the river. So it's, you're a good distance away from it for sure.
But there's nothing like along the river that would obscure our carriage or anything?
No.
They've probably spotted us, but they don't need to know how many of us are in here. Sure, if you want to call out to them.
We can hang back, but if you guys don't know where your target is going, I think that's the most important information to get.
He's going somewhere in the Serpent Hills, and yeah, they might have information if they've seen anyone else.
The minute that you said it was cool for him to do it, he leaped off the carriage, started making his way over.
All right. What is it specifically that you're attempting to do here, Rasmus?
As I get closer, I'll like walk down the embankment of the river, I suppose, and as it's approaching, before I say or shout anything out loud, can I get a better idea of who's on the barge now that I'm closer?
So this barge is, the way it's designed is there's sort of like a cabin in the middle, and then there's an open area of the barge in the front, and then an open area of the barge in the back. The back is actually covered by a small pavilion. Altogether, this thing's probably 80 feet long or so. So it's a fairly sizable ship or barge. And as you eyeball it, you can't make out who's in the cabin based on your previous check. You're kind of just scanning, seeing what you can see. You do see that there is two people. They both look to be young men, both at the front. They have these long sort of oars in front, and they're just kind of moving the barge down the river at a fairly slow pace. And you get the impression that they're kind of acting. They're not at top speed. They're not trying to do what they can. It's just a very very casual, very slow moving vessel.
All right, so Rasmus knows that, being a fawn, or a satyr, sorry, and having hooves and stuff kind of deters people. So he'll take a knee kind of and like lean down like he's getting a sip of water from the river and shout out to him. He'll say, Oi, are you dropping somebody off or going to pick somebody up?
And you notice that the young man closest to you, so this would be on the west side of the barge, he kind of looks, spots you, and then looks a little bit surprised. And you see he turns back to the other one and like speaks. You can't hear what he's saying at this distance. And then looks back out towards you all, spotting you specifically here, Erasmus. And he says, I can't say anything. I'm just the oarsman.
Is there a captain on board?
Yes?
Will he say anything? Or she, I guess. They, it. I don't know what it is.
You see he, again, looks over towards you and kind of scratches the back of his neck. Maybe. Hang on. And you see he makes his way back towards this central cabin area of the barge, and he kind of just raps on the door there. And that was supposed to be a whisper. But anyway, the question that was asked of me was, how many days has it been since the last fight? And I said 3, so everybody's aware. So after he wraps his knuckles on the door to the cabin there, you notice the cabin door opens after 30 seconds or so. You hear some exchanging of words, and the young man comes back out, and the boat is still moving. It's moving at a slow pace, but it's obviously starting to pass you up, Rasmus, unless you're running alongside it. But you'll see he kind of looks back towards you at this point, and he says, Captain's busy. Said can't take the time to stop and talk.
What if I pay you 50 gold?
You see he looks and then looks back to the other kid once again, and you see him kind of exchange some words. Show me the gold.
I'll pull out just my sack of gold, which is it's got 315 pieces. It's a good sack of gold. So,
but there's no visible gold, right? So you're just basically showing him a bag.
I'll pull out a handful.
Okay, so you pull a handful of gold out from this drawstrings of this fairly larger gold sack and show him kind of like a spillage of the coins out into your hand. And you see he looks at it and then looks over towards the other kid. And then once again, he goes back towards the barge door, knocks again, and you hear an actual shout this time. And eventually you see a more well-dressed man, more looks like what you'd assume to be a captain, a little bit older. You can see he is wearing kind of like this white cotton shirt. And you see he gets over to the side and spits into the water, and he looks out towards you and he says, you really think I'm that dumb? You think we're really going to stop for pirates or swashbucklers or bandits or whatever you are? Why should we stop?
That's a good question. My friends actually think you're going to mug me. Haha, isn't that funny? Look, man, we're trying to find someone, and you look like you had horses on there, and you were transporting someone. We just want information. I don't know how to do this casually, but I can swim over by myself if that makes you feel better.
Give me a blind check to see how well you do in persuading the captain.
All right. We'll see how this goes.
Crown Royal dice bag, nice. Sadly, in my real life plays, at least 2 of my players always had that bag. Let's see. Yeah, so you call this out to the captain. You notice he kind of squints his eyes. It's difficult to see from this distance, but eventually he says something to the young man. You see they actually turn the oars like backwards. It kind of slows the boat down slightly. Again, it's moving at a very slow pace. It's still moving, but not as fast. And he says, okay, swim out over then.
All right. So I will take off my backpack and let's see. I've got 3 tobacco pouches, so I'm gonna dump one out, and then I'm gonna fill one up with just a handful of gold. Make sure it's over 50, but I don't know if it's under 75 or something like that. I'll just a couple of handfuls into that pouch, and then I'll leave my stuff on the shore there, and then I'll look over my shoulder and say, well, I'm gonna see if we have any information, so please don't let them kill me, huh?
Are you sure you can swim without thumbs on your back feet?
Shut up. And then I'm going to start running like the length of the bank to catch up with the barge. And once I get, like a good distance to it, I'm going to use my long jump ability and, jump as close to the barge as I can.
And remind me, what is your horizontal jump?
Sorry, I had it written down. Movement, jumping, long jump. You cover a number of feet up to your strength score if you move at least 10 foot immediately after the jump. So 18, and then I can roll a d8 to add to it because of my satyr.
So 26 feet out into the water. You've got like another 40-ish feet to swim approximately to get to the barge. Give me a blind check as you're trying to what you can do to swim closer to the barge.
Sure, and I'll throw my inspiration on this at him.
All right, and I assume you're not wearing any heavy armor or anything that would really weigh you down at this point, right?
No, I left all of that back on the. It's just me and my fist.
Okay, fair enough. So you swim as best you can, burning your inspiration, which definitely improved your check here. You paddle, kick, your feet kind of splashing up, and make your way closer out to the barge. And once you're about 10 feet away or so, you notice the captain says something to one of the young men, and he stretches out this really long oar towards you. I'd like to allow you to grab onto it.
Yeah, I'll grab it.
All right, and he slowly kind of pulls you closer and closer to the boat. And as you get up to the side of the barge and have like both hands on the side, you're a bit tired at this point from this swim. You're not like mechanically so, but obviously a bit worn down from this. And you notice the captain pulls out a dagger as you're kind of putting your hands against the barge, and he points it towards you and he says, "Now let's just understand one thing. No funny business. I'm going to allow you to climb into the barge, but if you think I'm just some nobody that doesn't know how to use this, you're going to find out really quickly that's not the case. You understand?"
Just real quickly, Adam, can I just peer at the dagger? Does it look like a paring knife that he uses to like cut bread and stuff, or is it like an actual battle grade dagger?
It's a battle grade dagger. I would say it's even kind of fancy. It's got a little bit of a hook at the very end of the blade.
All right, and I'll kind of, I'll take one of my hands and hold me steady, and I'll just put my other hand up. It's like, you've got my word. No funny business.
All right, so you see he motions again, and the kid actually like helps pull you in, and you're kind of just lying on the barge now, taking in some deep breaths after having done this swim. As you're lying on the deck of the barge here, the water from your body is kind of just dripping onto the barge. You notice both of the kids standing pretty close to the captain, kind of in front of him, holding onto these big oars. Obviously, they don't look to be what you consider combatants, but more or less trying to provide cover between the captain and you. The captain now looks down at you and he says, "Speak quickly. I'm sure you're not out there by yourself. I don't know who fancy-pantsy people are in your carriage out there, but this boat won't be stopping."
So I'll take the pouch of gold that I have, and I'll just, kind of drop it on the deck beside me, and I'll stay seated, and I'll say, "All right, I can't tell you too much without being just honest, but we're looking for someone, and we've been sent from someone important in Waterdeep to find them. All I want to know is that you give passage to a dwarven man, smaller." Oh man, I have the description of him. He's bald, he's thicker, rounder beard, he's got dark eyes, bushy eyebrows. He would have seemed like maybe he was in a hurry.
You see he moves up to the two young men, and he motions with his hand, like whispering slightly, and they kind of step away off to the sides, giving you a bit of distance here. And he looks down and he says, "Do you think I'm dumb that I'm going to tell you who it is that I take on my barge?" And as he's saying this, you see he's like approaching you, and he's moving like quietly in a sense. He's like shouting really loudly, and then his voice gets really quiet, and he says, "Yeah, I dropped him off west side of the river, about 3 days north. He was a total dick."
Why are you whispering now?
I told the boys before we don't sell out passengers. I'm breaking my rule, but for that guy, I'm not doing any favors.
Okay. You said 3 days on the west, yeah?
Yep, 3 days up the river and west side. You can't miss it. Disembarked about 8 horses, so I'm sure you'll find tracks all over the place.
Did you hear while they were traveling anything about where they were going or what they were looking for?
That grumbly dwarf was very angry and seemed to be very frustrated entire time, but I tried to stay clear as much as I could. Didn't like the looks he was given, as though he would stab his own mother in the back.
Yeah, you were smart to do that because that man would stab his own mother in the back. He's not a good man. But look, thank you for your information. There's more than 50 gold in that bag. You guys do what you want with it, but be safe, you know?
He nods. And that's all I'll say about this, so get the hell off my barge!
Alright, so I'll stand back up and then kind of like stretch a little bit, and then I'll do another running, dive, because if you said it's 80 foot long, I imagine it's more than 10 foot wide.
Yes.
So I'll get a running start, jump in. Here we go. D8 action for you. So 23 feet or 21 feet.
21 feet. Okay, athletics check as you're trying to make your way back towards the shore.
Sure.
Line check, of course.
Yeah. I'm going to give you a hero point for it, too.
Okay.
Nice.
Okay, so we will add 8 to this. Okay, all right. So I'll just reveal you actually rolled a natural 1, but with your athletics mod plus the hero point, you have no problem making your way back towards the short side. So yes, you swim back over. Rest of the team, as you're sort of watching this go down, you notice the captain scoop up this bag and seems to start talking to the 2 lads on either side pretty quick. You get the impression at a distance, hard to say for sure, of course, that he's kind of spreading the gold around to the 2 of them.
Cool. And I don't know what you want me to do, Adam, because I didn't count the gold that I pulled out, but you want to just say like maybe 65 and call it a day?
Let's do 50 plus 1 d20, right? So just throw a d20 and we'll say however much is in there. That's how much you put in. 68.
Nice. So that's 68. Boom.
So close to nice.
All right, so during this time, I assume you guys are watching, just waiting to see what occurs here. If there's anything specific you wanted to do, feel free to shout it out. Otherwise, you see Erasmus swimming back after this little ordeal, kind of dripping water everywhere as he makes his way back to shore.
I hand Spectre 1 gold piece. You won. Good bet.
Pleasure doing business with you.
Wait, what was the bet? That I wouldn't get back?
Yeah, I thought that for sure you were going to fall to the ground because you have no thumbs on your feet. But Spectre was very smart and said that you could still do it, so I owe him a gold piece.
I have so much faith in all of you.
Spectre is the example of faith and teamwork. This person knows you so well.
Well, so yes, they did give Verum a ride. He said 8 horses, so Verum and 7 others, maybe. 3 days up the river on the west side, they dropped him. He said we should see a ton of tracks.
What if they were riding 3 riders on 1 horse? Then it would be...
Yeah, do your math. Go ahead. It's 21, doofus.
Those would be some fat horses.
Well, they're little people. They're dwarves, so they don't weigh much, right?
Oh, he just he travels with other dwarves.
No, he didn't say that.
Well, what kind of pipples were they?
I didn't
Are you
ask that
trying to
question.
say, Gale, that no one besides a dwarf would travel with a dwarf?
Well, I just assumed that they were. Wait, did I say something offensive to someone here in this group?
There's no dwarfs here, so I don't think you offended anybody.
Oh, good, because that's the last thing that I want to do. He rolls his eyes.
Well, 3 days on the western bank is where they dropped him off. He said that they didn't really talk much on their journey, but he seemed rushed and anxious,
Yeah,
like
not
they
so
were
bad.
trying to get somewhere, but it Makes sense based on what I learned. And with us being so close, do you think it's safe for me to tell you what Dara told me when you guys left?
Nope. I do want to hear. Plug my ears and I go, "Where is Harmony?" And I'm gonna go look into the woods where I smell funny weeds.
Where is Harmony?
We were planning for a later arrival, so glad to see that you're here, Harmony. And yeah, I think Harmony probably is just in the carriage then, right?
Taking a nap.
He's right here, Gail. She's been here the whole time.
Oh, that's good. See, another team player move.
Oh,
Good morning.
maybe or two, Spectre, Hugo, maybe one of you, I should tell you guys.
Tell me what now?
So when we left, Dara told us some information about this guy that we're looking for. His name is Verum. Apparently, Verum is a worm speaker. There's I think 5 maybe is what she said, but I don't remember. But we know of 2. We know of the red and the white. Verum is the white worm speaker. Apparently, he has some kind of mask, and it gives him more authority within the cult of the dragon. So, before we left, I wanted to ask another question, and Dara warned that sometimes we may be vulnerable to information, or people wanting to find out the information we know. So, I and only I found out the rest of what we were supposed to know. So I'm asking, with only 3 days of our journey left, do you want to know what I know to help with our decision making?
I mean, if it helps me not get killed, I'm happy to learn what it is. I'm just here to help you guys.
Good too, Spectre.
Yeah, whatever, man.
Well, I guess it depends on what she said, but also it's 3 days until we go to the landing spot where the dwarf was. We don't know when we're gonna find the dwarf.
No, but that's why I'm thinking telling you guys now what I learned is going to help us know what we're looking for.
Yeah, especially in case you die.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't
So-
want to hear because my brain is not as strong as your brains.
Well, shut the freaking window, Gale.
Oh,
God.
fine, I will shut the window. You don't want to hear this either, Armin. Just keep your nap.
I love a good story.
Oh my goodness.
So
I'm gonna go relieve myself in a tree.
All right.
and I'll wait until like he's a good distance away, and I feel like at this point we're all watching him slowly walk away, and then I'll say, oh, okay. Dara said, Verum lost his mask, but he lied to Severin about it. He lied about losing it because it would make him look weak or threaten his life, of course, but also weaken the cult, because without that mask, it obviously is important, but we just don't know what it does. So he lost it. He doesn't know where it's at. So he's down here trying to find it and look for it. So
Why would it be out here in the middle of nowhere?
I don't know
Is
if
there-
he's looking for the mask specifically or something to help him find it, because Dara warned about divination. So maybe he's trying to do something similar to learn the location of the magic. Divination is where you find stuff, right? That's what she said.
Yes. Did she say anything about anything that might be out here? Like, there's no settlements in the Serpent Hills as far as I know.
Well,
I don't know.
no,
I don't think he'd be looking for any person to
No.
help him.
you're right. So it's one of 2 things. It's either where he lost it initially, trying to retrace his steps perhaps, or it's some place to help him find it. But either way, he is not in a good place within his own cult right now, and that's why he's been anxious and moving quickly and rushed.
Maybe you could try to trick him into thinking you had it in some way to get an advantage. I don't really know enough about him to really say, but That is a good thing to know.
Well, our mission is to find Verum, but I think kind of similar to what happened with the Drakhorn. If we recover the object, it would be just as good. So if we could beat him to it, don't you think that would be important?
We're supposed to eliminate the target as well as locate.
Sure, but if we captured somebody like that and brought him back to the council, then I'm sure it would give them more information than us just killing him.
He probably knows a lot about the cult's inner workings if he's a worm speaker. And he might be persuaded. It might be possible to persuade him to help us and find out what he knows. If Severin or the others find out that he lost his mask, he's in deep shit. So we can convince him that we're better jailers than they would be.
And that's my point. So we don't know his behavior, his personality, or how he acts, right? Like, he could be scared right now and be willing to make a deal, or he could be threatened and
Well, the captain
hostile.
told you he was an asshole, so we might have to resort to methods the council doesn't need to know about, you know?
Yeah.
Kind of stuff I do in my line of work.
Okay, I'm walking back now. You guys still talking?
No, I think we're done.
Great.
Why don't you want to know stuff?
It doesn't matter. It's one in one ear, out the other.
Yeah, and then someone will peek into my head and open up its treasure and find the bit of information. Because if you haven't noticed, Harmony, I am not the sharpest crayon in the box, as Leroy would say.
Same thing happens to me.
Oh, good. Okay. Rolls his eyes.
Yeah, but she heard the information.
So I think the most important thing for us to do would be to capture Verum, not kill him.
Gail,
Yes.
put your earmuffs on for a second.
Oh, fine. He'll walk away and just start humming a tune from the Feywild.
Do you all know what this mask looks like? Could you draw it or describe it?
Well, it's probably white.
That's
If
a
he's
good
the
guess.
white worm speaker.
And it probably looks draconic in nature, right? Kurtu? What do you
Yeah,
know?
we have
a
point to
couple?
Kurtu's face. Probably looks
Well, I
something
mean, yeah, I've got cultist mask, right?
Yeah, we don't know if it looks like the same, but yeah.
All right. I was just
Funny
wondering if you
stylized.
knew exactly what it looked like. If I can't do it even myself, but if someone could perhaps make a illusion of it or something like that. But this is all just, theories about what might happen. I think we just need to keep on after this guy.
Do we know does anyone know anything about the Serpent Hills? Like, being high-ish level adventurers, some of us are from around here, probably. Would we have heard any stories about what kind of stuff is out here?
Yeah, I don't think
If you're proficient
Gale
in
or I-
history, you can make a history check. Blind check, of course.
Imagine taking int skills.
Doesn't look like we have any historians.
Oh, wait. Sorry, I'm proficient in history. Sorry.
All right, yeah, no worries.
I'm also not really from here, but...
Yeah, not a ton is known about the Serpent Hills as far as like what lies here. It is seemingly like known as like a desolate area. There's you would know that the hills are kind of red clay hills, and some time ago there was discovered in this area tombs related back to the time of Netheral's fall. And there was also supposed to be an entrance to the Underdark somewhere in the Serpent Hills as well. Other than that, however, there's not a ton known about this area.
Okay. I'll sort of list that off. It's like, there's a few things I know about the Serpent Hills. One, and then just go through that entire list.
All right.
Share that information and be like, "It's no one lives out here."
He could be looking for one of those ruins you spoke of, though. Something that old
Yeah.
must be steeped in some kind of magic or something.
Or consorting with Drow from the Underdark. Maybe they have some kind of dark magic. If there's an entrance over here, he could be looking for them. I don't know.
Yes,
We're not
that's
gonna.
true.
Well,
find anything
can
out
we
from
talk about this while we're traveling down the road, please?
Well, hang on. We don't all sit in the same area, so let's just at least be on the same page here. But
Okay, same page.
first, we don't know where he's going. Have absolutely no idea where specifically he is going. But we do know that there's at least 7 people with him, so they outnumber us only slightly, though. And
7 to 21.
yes, and then third, and I think most important, is he is not going to be in a frame of mind that is just casual or normal. He is very anxious right now, I would assume.
Scared shitless, no doubt. We can use that to our advantage.
All
There's
right.
plenty of ways to break people.
Yes, but we should capture, not kill, right? Do we all
I didn't
agree?
say kill.
All right.
What?
Yeah. Well, I needed to know that because I usually just kill these types of people, but
I just use a fireball and hope they survive if I don't want them killed. I mean, that's the way it goes.
So maybe you two don't throw any killing blows if we do get in a fight with them, yeah?
I don't believe in hurting people.
Wait, what? You do not
No, you're with
believe
the
in
wrong group,
hurting people? What?
Well,
And
he's a
you don't
dwarf,
want
so-
me to kill him? But you don't think he's so short I can't reach his head?
Well, we don't know his abilities either. I mean,
he's worth
Well, we
more
know.
alive.
yes, right.
Fine, but I might have to calm down from my summer state if you want me to not kill somebody.
But I won't, if we agree on capturing him, I just want to remind you, it's going to take us like a month to get back to Waterdeep. So that would mean we'd have him in our custody for quite a while.
Yeah, we're gonna run out of fingers and toes to cut off about halfway through.
Adam, I have a quick question.
Sure.
I have a scroll that carried over from the last game. Would I
Okay.
still have that scroll on Hugo?
99% chance yes, but tell me what it is just in case it totally wrecks the entire campaign here.
It's a scroll of teleportation circle.
Yeah, you could have that.
Okay. So Hugo will like pull out this little scroll and be like, "It won't necessarily take a month."
What's that?
Yeah, what do you mean? This is a piece of paper.
We're
Yeah,
real
but
dumb in this party.
it can be
No.
used to perhaps transport us in a teleportation fashion of some degree.
Would it take the carriage too? We spent a lot of money on this thing.
Not 100% sure on that.
How many people can it transport? We maybe don't need the carriage, but it would be kind of a dick move to leave the driver out here. I say in full. I don't know where he is, but
He's just sitting on the carriage behind us.
Yeah.
trying not to listen.
And actually, I'm climbing up now in the carriage and saying, "My goodness, they're taking forever. Can we talk on the road? I'm gonna have them like move the carriage a little bit, and then have it stop."
Yeah, they're already worried about getting back home, and we haven't even found the dwarf yet.
Well, I just want to make sure
For
everybody's cool with capturing him.
Okay, fine. I will not cut off his head. Can we get in the carriage now? Because I'm losing my patience.
Yeah. We
supposed
got
to
a few
feel bad.
days to plan.
Great, let's go. You guys think about it, use your brains, and I will use my sword.
All right, sounds like the
Speak.
group is ready to continue traveling. Harmony, go ahead.
Harmony was just gonna say, speaking of, why don't birds fall off trees when they sleep?
They live in nests.
They all do. They only nap in nests. See,
Yeah.
using your brain. You're welcome.
My goodness. Now, driver, could you just go slowly and they'll have to run to catch up, please? Thank you.
Hugo positions his horse so it's slightly farther away from the carriage. He doesn't have to hear more bird facts.
All right, fair enough. All right, team. So you guys, with this information in hand, continue traveling overland, following the river, and keeping your eyes peeled, knowing that it's approximately 3 days up, according to the barge captain, of what you're looking for. And the next 3 days of travel goes by fairly uneventfully. So, obviously, you guys see some, animals. You see some birds flying overhead as you're moving along the river, camping out. You might hear occasionally things moving in the river, but nothing that seems unusual or dangerous, anything like that, just the sounds of nature. After traveling for about 3 days, you end up approximately here. And then what you notice once you get to about here is, as you're approaching on the third day, moving along the river, you can see that there is a area of the river that kind of gets fairly narrow here. So down to about maybe 40 feet wide. And it looks as though the depth of the river is much shallower at the edges and isn't nearly as deep in the middle. You get the impression that large vessels like the barge probably can't go much further north than this without risking getting stuck on the bottom.
Okay,
Great.
Can we look around for signs of...
This must be it. And I jump off and I look for hoof marks. Not like Rasmus hoofs, but the horse hoofs.
Okay,
It's
do the same.
we're on the eastern side though, aren't we, Adam?
We're on the
You're on
western
the
side.
western side.
Okay, cool. So we're on the correct side already. So yeah. I guess Rasmus will also hop down and try to see if he can see where a barge would pull up near the bank and see if he can find that spot.
Did the captain say how long ago that was? Was he coming back from doing that immediately?
That was the impression
Didn't-
Rasmus got, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, they were
So
on
we
their
would
way back.
probably maybe see evidence of a huge ass boat having disturbed the silt level or whatever of the river.
If you knew exactly where it was, yeah, possibly. Yep. So who would like to lead that search? And it's going to be a survival check.
I'm looking for horse hoofs. I don't care about no barge.
I'll look for the barge stuff, Adam.
I'd like to get in on the survival search.
Okay, so I'll let you guys decide which one of you's leading this. As long as at least two of you are proficient in survival, whoever's leading it can have advantage on their check.
I have
got
proficiency.
a +7.
I have proficiency +5.
I'm 7 too, so go ahead.
Fine, I'll not look.
Well, I mean, you're all helping look, but mechanically speaking, whoever said the first +7, I think that was Spectre.
Yeah.
All right, you can make your blind check.
Did you say we get advantage if someone else is helping me?
Yes.
Okay. Oh my god. There we go.
Okay, so following up and down the river here, you're watching as the water level drops. You've disembarked from the carriage. You're kind of walking up and down here looking for any signs. After walking for about 20 minutes north of the carriage, you do indeed find an area where there's a lot of torn up ground. You see a lot of obvious hoof marks from horses here, and it looks like they were having to kind of scramble from the water and then actually swim to get to the shore. So because the water where they got out was a little bit more shallow, you get the impression that the people basically just had their horses ford, right, go over the rest of the water that they could and make it to shore, but they had to pull up, and that tore up the ground pretty badly here. So yeah, it's kind of unmissable. And it looks like the tracks of these horses, it's again really messy right by the water bank, but you can see it easily leads to the northwest.
Alright, I point this out. These are our men.
Should we Tell our driver to maybe go downriver a bit and wait for us.
You just want him to hang out
And we
the
can
middle
send
of
him
the
back.
in the middle of the moor?
Well, what is he going to do here? He's not going to be able to follow us on a horseback trail.
Does it look like the carriage could go that way?
Towards the tracks?
Yeah.
For at least a little while, yeah, but you notice that it's the further north you're getting, the more hilly it's getting. It's starting to become rolling hills up into the mountains. So you don't think it's going to do well if you actually get into that more rolling area.
I guess.
This is probably an easier place to meet up with them.
You want him to stay here?
Well, it's better. There's water, and he can find shelter or something. But he can't come with us.
Yes, but I think leaving him here might be a death sentence. In the hills themselves. I mean, he'd be more protected down by the moor a little bit.
I mean, we could leave the cart. He could come along with us.
Driver, you have any combat skills?
Not going into dangerous areas, no, but protected from drunks and stuff before.
What
Did
do
we
you think?
pass anything on the way here that maybe looked like somewhere where we could stash the cart and the driver and he could hang out for us while we go investigate the trail?
Safety is always a relative term in any like kind of wilderness area, but what I will say is, again, I would say this is going to boil down to survival. So you could basically make a survival check to find the most reclusive area, the most hidden from anything, and anybody that was trying to track him down would basically have to beat that on a perception check or an investigation check, try to actually find him. So you could essentially protect him with your skills of, hiding him away.
He's gonna get fucking slaughtered by serpents or giants or whatever the fuck is here, but
No pressure, just roll
I mean,
high.
we can try. Yeah, it's just easy. Just do
What
it.
is the? Is it another survival roll?
It is, yes.
Yeah. Is this something I can be helped with as well, or was
Sure.
this like retroactive?
No, yeah, you
Yeah,
can
I'm
definitely
proficient
help.
in survival, so I can help you.
Okay, so I think the last time, I think we heard two people have +7. One was Spectre, one was Armony. So Armony, do you want to take the lead on this one?
Sure.
All right, blind check from Armony. We'll do this.
That makes sense. She's more in tune with nature and stuff. That makes sense.
Just a sec.
All right, so I get the impression that, and feel free to change any of this narrative, Armony, but as Armony's a little bit maybe stargazing and not super focused, she's kind of just like stumbling around as you guys ask, like, hey, let's try to find someplace we could put this carriage and make it, difficult to find. You don't get the impression that she's like looking that hard, but just kind of looking around and commenting, oh, look at that tree. And, you get maybe a little bit ditzy, but eventually turns a corner and you find essentially like an absolute perfect spot. Right, it's kind of like right at the base of the hills. There's a bit of an overhang where the rock kind of creates almost like cairns that overhang into an area, and you can actually pull the carriage right up on in there, and there's about a 20-foot wide area. So unless something was, perfectly searching for this, you think he's going to be totally safe.
Great. Now I will mark it on my map so that we remember where you put your little friend.
Yes, you can do that.
All right, and I can fit maybe one other smaller person on my horse. But
I
you
am
have-
not going to ride Twinkie, as Leroy would say.
You have to ride in front of me, yes.
No, that's fine. I will be walking. Thank you.
Everyone good on rations? This trail could be a
Yeah,
few
I'm gonna
hours or a couple days.
dip my water skin back into our barrel and make sure I got a full water skin. I've got 2
Same.
water skins, so I'll fill them both up.
Yeah, I got plenty of rations and water.
Okay, so I assume you guys are leaving the carriage, the 2 horses here. So Hugo's taking his single horse, and the rest of you are on foot, right?
Yep.
All right. So you guys spent a little bit of time this day following the river, finding the tracks, then finding a place to stash away the carriage and the driver. So by the time you get back to the tracks and start making your way, following them, doing the best you can, you end up traveling for quite a long time, perhaps an additional 6 hours or so, having to take a little bit of a break and just doing a little bit of rest, stretching out, continuing to follow the tracks. This ends up taking you most of the day, but eventually, as the sun in the sky is truly falling, you see this set of ruins just to your north, maybe 100 or feet away or so, as you kind of turn the bit of a corner and these rolling hills. And yeah, it's quite dark at this point. Sun is really fallen, but you can sort of see in a little bit of a dim light. So I'm going to go ahead and move you guys onto this map.
Adam, from what you said earlier, does this seem like Netheril ruins? Would Hugo be able to identify that?
Give me a... What would that be? That's a good question. What kind of check would it be to identify? I probably would say... Yeah, probably history again, honestly. So another blind check. So you think your average person would not think of this as being Netherese in origin, and you being fairly knowledgeable in history, you know for a fact that the ruins that you see here, and when I say ruins, what I mean is like this looks to be some kind of a ruined tower, perhaps. You can see a ruined building down this way. There's a bit of a ruined building down this way. These are clearly not of Netherese origin.
Okay. And I actually can't see any of that stuff you just pointed out on the map. I think because it's probably dark out, right? So if it is, Hugo probably would have a torch lit.
I forget. Did I give you guys the macros for torching yourself, or do I do that?
No, I got it. Boom, you light torch.
Sweet.
But no, you did make the macro, so if you want to add it, Hugo, it's just like it was.
Oh, yeah. So I guess Hugo will do light then in that case.
Okay.
And I do have the macro.
All right, if you have trouble with that, let me know. But yeah, so a couple things I just want to point out real quick is the ground here is dirt-sand combination. You can obviously see, if you zoom out a bit, that to what you would think would be your southeast is a campfire. But unfortunately, this is one of those maps that Wizards just loves to change north and make it really complicated on players. So north on this map is actually this way. So you guys are approaching from the south, coming through the hills. North is this way. So just keep that in mind as we're going about. If anybody makes a mistake, double check if there's any issues, because this is one of those ones that's very easy to get confused on. So north is to your right.
Guys, look, if we're approaching these guys and they're in the cult, I mean, we've fought them before. They can hit pretty hard. Are we sure we want to go in there and just open confrontation, or do we want to use those masks that we got?
Yes, that is a very smart reminder. Huddle in, everybody. So they have they have a unique advantage when they're in a group. So when they're a bunch together, they like feed off each other, and that's what makes them hit very hard too. So it's like a pack tactics or something like that, like a wolf.
Like dragon wolves.
Yes. Okay, go back to your sneaking idea.
Well, I have 5 masks, so we've got 6 people, but that would leave one person to be our group's leader. Over the last couple
already
of...
looks like a dragon. He fits right in with the cult.
That's what I was thinking. But I don't know if this sounds good or bad, but what I was thinking while we were riding here was, what if we say, or Kurtu, if you're going to be the one unmasked, that you were sent by Severin to replace him, and see if we can anger him and get some back and forth from him.
Do you think there's a lot of kobolds in their group, though? Honestly?
Kobolds love worshipping dragons. The cult worships dragons. In perfect sense.
So this guy doesn't know you're chasing him, right?
Correct.
I mean, unless he's able to do some kind of magic we don't know about. And we didn't feel, but we killed all of the cultist members we came across, so it's not like they sent word. And, like I said before, look at Gale, he's lied to the cult. They don't know he's here, per se, or at least he believes that. So I think if we make him feel like they do know, we have an advantage. We can catch him in a lie or two.
Alright. Let's try to trick him, and if it goes south, then we just blast them all, except for the leader.
Okay. Oh, here. And I'll hand out the 5 cultist masks, or I guess 4. And I'll put my cultist mask on.
Well, and just in case this is helpful at all, I think it'd be nice for me to remind people some of my spells, right? So I know how to turn people into dinosaurs. That's always a fan favorite, right? My invisibility spells are nicer now. They're a little bit more stronger. I've been practicing. Practice makes perfect, of course, as you know. There's always fire. Fire's really good. And I can help people fly for a little bit. Put a little bit of wings on you. You fly up in the air. Great for archers, maybe. I'm just reminding you guys in case this is helpful. And of course, there's fire.
We have no idea what we're about to walk into. Let's play it by ear, okay?
Well, what if instead of you coming in as our leader, you came in invisible, so it just looked like the 5 of us? Then it would be an extra layer to our surprise.
Why doesn't he, instead of being invisible, just skirt in, instead of wasting a spell, why doesn't he just skirt into this tower, hide in here, and then if things go bad, he can run out and...
I mean, I think if they're gonna believe anyone's part of this cult, it's gonna be Kurtu. No offense.
Oh, none taken, none taken. I just haven't seen too many kobolds in their group so far. But, you never know. They could be smart, too.
Yeah, but I'm thinking if you tell him names and, say you're looking for the white mask, or you're to be the new worm speaker, like you'll be dropping knowledge that he believes that only they know.
Looking for the white mask for what? Looking for his mask?
Yes, right? Verum the White, he's the white worm speaker. I think if you say you're the new worm speaker, and we're here to replace him, and we want to know where the mask is, we may be able to deceive him and learn more than we could from torturing him by capture.
But what if he asks, okay, well, who sent you? What's his name? Do you have a name?
Severin.
Yeah, but okay, but all of a sudden everything works? I don't think this works very well.
I think there's a whole bunch of speculation on our end.
None of our plans work very well. We have a plan and then we make contact with the enemy and we get our faces punched in and then we eventually win.
Excellent plan. Simple, easy to remember.
What's the goal? Is it to capture this fellow? Is it to find the mask? What's your ultimate goal that you've been tasked to find?
Both of those.
I think Dara said that he was the important one. The most important one was Verum, I think.
Well, she told us to track him and try and take his mask. Our main objective, if Verum gets away, it's not going to be the end of the world. But if we can get the mask, that's the important thing. That's what we're trying to do. Because if we become in possession of one of their... I don't know what it does. You know what I mean? But it's obvious that it's important
to them, yes.
Alright, so we go in, we try to trick him somehow into revealing where the mask is, and then we take him prisoner.
Yes, if it comes to that.
I'm good at all of that except for the tricking part.
You just don't speak during that part, just like I won't speak. That's why
Yeah.
Kurtu's not wearing a mask. Kurtu will do the talking.
Just look menacing.
I'm just not. I mean, I'm sorry. You have to explain it again. I'm trying to figure out what it is I'm supposed to tell them.
You're the new worm speaker, and you need the mask.
And you'll
Severin sent
spare
you.
his life if he reveals.
And how did we
where the
know that
mask is.
it's out here?
Severin told us to track him. Simple as that. It's the same thing we just did, but it was ordered by a different person.
A lot of assumptions here, but if you guys are good with it, me too.
Well, I mean, what's the other plan? We just go in there, try to sneak around and catch him off guard? I mean...
One way or another, we're gonna have to.
So
confront him eventually.
it's A or B. That's great. Okay, let's go with A. A sounds wonderful.
Well, at least there's a plan. How about anyone else has any smart ideas? Let's
Yeah.
write it on the whiteboard.
What's the whiteboard?
It's something
Um,
Leroy talked about. I have no idea.
I mean, I'm fine. I'm fine with it. I'm fine with a little trickery. He might not go for it, and then in that case, it just turns out how it turns out. But
That's how it usually goes. Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, yes, but, I mean, to add to Kurtu's point, right, what if outside of... I mean, we are assuming this ruin is, empty, right, which could totally not be the
no,
case.
I would not assume that at all.
He came here for a reason. There's probably something in there.
Yeah.
So,
All right,
I think...
I am the new worm speaker.
Armony, how does my mask fit? It feels like small. Is it too small? Can you adjust the back strap a little bit, please?
Sure. Looks good, but I'll tighten it for you.
Thank you. Menacing look on face.
Yeah, just like blow kisses to him, like you're gonna mess him up.
Okay, yes, I can do that.
I don't want my plan to just take over, right? That's just what I was thinking while we were driving, because otherwise we're just charging in there, hoping... I mean, we're just gonna kill our way towards Verum, you know what I mean?
Well, I like the idea of trying something different this time, rather than just... Then Gale runs in front and gets beat up a lot, and then swings a sword, and everyone almost dies, and we drag each other out, and we take a rest somewhere. So yes, I think this is good.
All right. And I have a bug out for me and one other person if it all goes tits up.
I'm going
I
to
think-
blow kisses at Hugo.
You're first in line so far.
Yes.
I think with us not being able to see in the dark, Hugo, then sneaking around is not going to be much of an option. But maybe Spectre can get ahead of us a little bit.
Only
And
dim light right now, not darkness. And
Yeah.
that's as small as you are.
I need my light to see. My old human eyes.
that's why I think deceit is our best option. If we cannot sneak and go that route, then perhaps our best chance is to try and lie our way or persuade our way.
All right. Kurtu. Let me take a look at you. He makes sure he looks as intimidating as he can look.
Not very.
You got this, Gortu. You're the leader of the group. You can do this.
Yes,
Yeah,
I am
yeah.
going to let them know that I am now the new
Yes.
worm speaker, and you are my wormlings. Yes.
Should I bow to you? Should we be paying?
You should have been always, but you can start now. Sure.
Kurtu, don't be afraid to give us an order or something, right? We'll go along with it.
Shut up, bitch.
Whoa. Okay, that was excessive. But I like it. I like where your head's at right now. I like it. Let's
All right,
stay
let's
in
go.
this
Cause
mindset.
he's in character. Let's go.
All
We're
right.
still talking.
Lead the way, master. Hugo bows to him.
I'm following the footprints, Adam. Which way are the footprints going?
They would be going
The
to
light
your
is
north.
down. The light is down here, though. The campfire down
It is, yes.
south. Maybe
No,
we'll
the
check that out
campfire is east. And north is
East.
what east
God damn
would
it.
be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't
You
worry,
gotta
that's the
remember
only
that.
time that's going to happen this entire session, guys.
It's gonna happen constantly.
The whole
Can we just
first floor of
pretend
our
that
last
it's oriented?
campaign was like this, and it was
If you guys would prefer just saying the cardinal directions, I'm okay with that.
Is it gonna matter in any way?
It'll make it a little bit harder on me if one of them room descriptions says something like, trap
okay,
shoots
yeah.
from this
Don't worry
direction.
about it then.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're all right.
I'll try to not be stupid. What are these things?
Those look to be statues.
Of what?
Would you like to get closer and examine them?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. As you approach the
the
statues,
scariest
Oh, God.
words.
Oh,
Scariest words a TM can say.
as you
We're
approach
gonna
the
go up.
statues, you hear the sudden sound of grinding stone. Those of you with dark vision would be able to barely see off to the north, out in this vicinity. There are two colossal figures, and they're actually turning. You can kind of just see them at the edge of your dark vision. If you're relying on a light spell or a torch, you would not be able to see this. Two voices issue forth in unison, booming out as though erupting from the deep earth. Halt! You come before Diderus, Ether Walker and conduit of clairvoyance. Behold ye now his wondrous triumphs. Diderus extends wisdom, and Diderus offers knowledge. Which do you seek?
I look around at the group, look at Gale, look at Rasmus, look at Kurtu especially.
I'm gonna hold up like a W with my fingers.
Yep.
I-
Wisdom, of course.
All right, so you say that, and you notice that both of the statues simply revert to their previous positions.
That's
Nice.
not what I would have said. I would have asked for knowledge. Like, where's the mask?
That's why we told you not to talk, but I
Okay,
didn't-
that's right.
Shut up, worm.
Yes, master.
All right. So obviously this place is still very active. So
Well, hang on. Who the hell is Diderus? Does anybody know that? That could help us. I mean, that might be why Verum is here.
he said, conduit of clairvoyance. He's here to try to use Diderus somehow to find his mask. I guarantee you.
Am I
He's
allowed to kill
clairvoyant.
Diderus, or am I not supposed to kill Diderus?
We're not here for him, we're here for Verum.
And
This
I
is Diderus's tomb, I think.
just making
maybe.
one quick clarification, just in case it's important later. Hugo, your horse was back here. Are you leaving your horse there? Or are you trying to tie it up somewhere?
Yeah, I'll tie up the horse
Okay.
somewhere I can sort of easily access it if I have to run.
Okay, so I'm going to assume you've tied him up to the ruins of this building there, basically just right where he was at.
Yep, sounds good.
What's your horse's name?
I don't name the horses because they die too often.
Yesterday.
Meanwhile, we
day
have a
before.
chicken named Breakfast.
We learned that after like the third horse that it was just not a good idea.
I named him Daisy.
Daisy.
Wait, we don't want to follow the footsteps.
There's a campfire over here.
I'm curious about the campfire.
All right,
Oh wait.
watch out for Diderus. He's gonna dinner you.
I'm using my wisdom. Shush.
You haven't heard that? Hugo, you seem to be smart, but you also said you're not from here, but I don't know what that means. Do you not know who Diderus is?
Hey, Adam, can you describe what we're seeing here? Like, I see a door icon. I'm not sure if this is supposed to be a building or something like that.
It is a ruined building. The area that you're looking at right now looks to be intact, but you can tell from the general outskirts of the building structure that it is very old. You get the impression of a sort of a long ago, this was probably some kind of a complex. It's hard to even make out the specifics, but yes, it is a structure, and that is indeed a door that's closed.
I'd like to just, by being here, I'd like to try to make a perception check, see if I see any footprints or anything like that in the area that may cause me, other than the active fire, to make me feel if there's anything around here.
Looking for, okay, so give me a blind check. This would be survival as you're looking for tracks and such.
And Hugo also wants to sort of listen to see if he hears anyone like responding to those giant statues screaming and like coming to investigate what they're yelling about.
Based on your passive perception, you don't hear anything like that, Hugo. Kurtu, as you're looking around here carefully, you can deduce pretty easily that there seems to be footprints that are around this area. It looks as though there were horse tracks that kind of led off back this way. You notice a bunch of different footprints, however, in this area and kind of around this vicinity, but you also notice an obvious set of them leading back this way.
All right, let's go ahead and follow the footprints that headed back that way.
Well, hold on a second. If
Or
they
not!
If they went into the tomb, why did they leave the fire burning? Why isn't anyone around?
You see any blood or signs of struggle?
Well, the mysterious voice said that there was horses that went to the southwest as well.
Southeast.
Start heading southwest. Can I follow the horse tracks?
You can, yeah. Very much like Kurtu just said, southeast, over this direction.
I did it again. It's gonna be every time.
So what's in here, Adam? Is that a well or something, or a mill? And
That is a well. It looks to be a large well.
what's that gray box, I guess?
It's hard to make out from this distance. It looks to be some type of large container, perhaps.
Adam, as I walk up with my torch, can I look around the ground? Do I see any signs of blood or like, impressions in the dirt that look like there was a struggle here of any kind?
In this general vicinity, you notice Kurtu kind of already did that same thing, and you don't notice anything in addition to what Kurtu already noticed.
Oh, I want to look. Can I look at these footprints this way that went in this direction? Can I see if the distance between the footprints indicated that they were left in a hurry, running for their lives, sort of thing?
Okay, sure. Blind check as well, Gale. Hard to tell. There's no real indicator one way or the other.
Because they look like they moved in a hurry. I'm gonna look up. What's above us?
Open sky for the most part. This area to your north is raised in elevation, so it's like the ground, and then up here is about 40 feet of a rocky edifice. So I don't know if any of you have gotten true line of sight on that yet, but you can think of yourself as looking towards the face of a mountain.
And this door looks particularly interesting. Does it have descriptions or words on them? It's a red door or something.
It does not. No, it looks very old and is intact still, but yeah, it doesn't look like it's been maintained. It looks like it's kind of just sagging in the door frame.
Hugo is going to begin to ritually cast Detect Magic while other people are sort of searching around here.
Okay. So that will be a 10-minute cast. Anybody do anything particular during doing anything in particular during that time.
Yes, I'm very weird. That's not mechanically, but doesn't mean anything. But I'm very concerned that these peoples left in a hurry. Maybe something attacked them, or they had to be fleed with fear.
Adam, those horse path that I saw there, are they going up to this door by chance? Or is that big enough even for horses or something?
Nah, I mean, you could probably get them in there, but it doesn't look like it's designed for that. The horse tracks seem to be like in this area is where they were leading to. You can see more of them kind of leading off, but looking in that direction, again, you're with dark vision, you're seeing, only black and white once you're outside the radius of the campfire, so it's hard to make out great detail.
Okay, yeah. I wasn't sure. Maybe they were improvising,
And I'm just so I understand, to my north here, where it looks like this gray door thing was blown off. This is like open. We can go in here.
It is, yeah. Think of that as the side of a wall, and it looks like that wall is completely destroyed.
So, in this area, do I see any kind of blood or anything?
You do not. No, this destruction looks very old. All right, now when you step to about there, Rasmus, you can see the rock edifice that I was referring to. This right here is what raises up about 40 feet up in the air. So you're seeing the wall, another broken wall on this side, then you're seeing the ground again, then you're seeing the rock face of the mountain that just goes straight up.
I see what you're saying. Got it. I mean, it looks like, from my best guess, they camped here before they went inside. Maybe he left a few out while he went inside with a smaller group, but they're not here either. That's 2 sets of horse prints, that's what I would think. But I don't see any signs of struggle. Maybe they were caught inside.
Is that a box? Or was that the door?
Oh, I guess I'll look at this, Adam. Is it a box or a door?
This looks to be an old stove that is turned over on its side. It's very rusted. You can see it is very large and obviously heavy. Whatever broke it and smashed it through here must have been pretty strong.
Does that look recent, or is this also...
No, it's old and rusted. It looks very old.
I meant the, having busted it out.
No, it does not look like that occurred recently.
Okay. So I'm curious about why the fire is still burning, but...
Kurtu, as you get a bit closer to the well here, you notice all of a sudden as a long, grangly green hand grabs onto the well and pulls up, and you notice a ugly face suddenly staring at you.
Well, now we know what happened.
And as that face pulls itself over the well, we will go ahead and roll initiative here. Those of you in the back, I would like all of you to give me perception checks. Kurtu, you don't have to as you're close enough. There's no chance you'll be surprised. Everybody else, perception checks. Hugo, perception check, but yours will be at disadvantage.
Yeah, they're blind, right?
You can roll these either way.
Dang it. I wish I could have seen my check now.
I know, right?
So, Gale, you are not surprised. Rasmus, you are surprised.
Dang it.
Army, remind me, I thought we had some kind of impact on yours.
I have disadvantage.
It's initiative, I think, right?
It's both initiative and perception checks. It says perception skill checks disadvantage. And then I rolled the 4 for initiative because you can hear me, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I can hear you.
I rolled the initiative separately because of the disadvantage.
Okay, so oddly enough, it's giving you a +2 BD mod at the moment. I just tried to reset that and it wouldn't let me, so I'm going to just manually reset that.
Like my sheet breaks in new and interesting ways every session.
Yeah, we definitely have some weird stuff going on with the sheets. Okay, so your perception was at disadvantage, Harmony, so you will also be surprised. So Harmony surprised, Rasmus surprised, Gale is not. Spectre...
I'm going to try a blind check.
Okay.
Just because this doesn't seem to be working when I click perception.
You are also... Yeah, we might have to rebuild yours, because I tried to do some stuff on yours and couldn't fix it. So I have a feeling something is like critically wrong with it. You are not surprised, Spectre.
Okay.
And then, let's see, Hugo, did I see yours come through yet? Did I miss it?
Yeah, I rolled a 10 with disadvantage.
Okay, so you are surprised as well. All right, so as the creature emerges, let me go ahead and get the creature.
Yeah, and Adam, just to let you know, I'm at 79 hit points, but it's showing 63.79, so just to let you know.
It only shows that to you, so to me it shows 79, so no worries.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, my sheet is completely broken.
Not working
Absolutely
at all?
nothing. Nothing is. I mean, can you see in the chat log?
Yeah, it looks like when you're clicking things, it's it's sending the string instead of the actual result. But that's for like attacks even?
Yeah, this last one
boy.
was an attack. So this is going to be interesting and fun today.
It is. It might be a D20 roll. Okay, so let's see. I think I got everybody. Okay, and then Harmony, you already rolled your own initiative because of your deal. So that was the 4, right, Harmony? So let's see. Looks like you rolled a 4, I rolled a 4, so we'll keep a 4 for you. Okay, and yeah, apologies, guys. This map is really big, so just navigating around it takes a little bit of time. Okay, so hopefully I've got everybody. 1, 2. Yeah, looks like we've got everybody. Okay, new music. Okay, so Rasmus, would be your turn. You are no longer surprised, but your turn ends. Kurtu, you are face to face with this mottled green-skinned creature who is currently in the process of climbing out of the well. What would you like to do?
All right, first I'm going to use a Draconic Cry.
Okay.
Let's hear that cry, Bill.
Start of your next turn.
All right, and I'm going to go ahead and Firebolt. Is this thing within 5 feet, Adam?
It is, yes.
All right, so I'm going to Hero Point this.
Okay, so we'll add 4 to your disadvantaged Firebolt. Yes, your Firebolt will indeed strike the creature. Go ahead and post damage. Alright, the creature is singed by your Firebolt.
Alright, so I used a bonus action. Does the Draconic Cry only affect after? Let me see.
Till the start of your next turn. So you and your... Okay, so that would have canceled out the disadvantage.
Yeah,
and made
yeah.
it straight up, but yeah, you still have...
It doesn't matter. Same effect. I was just curious.
Yep,
you know.
no, good to know.
Yeah. And then I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to end my turn there. I'm not going to bother moving. So.
Okay.
Well, actually, no. Yeah, I'm not going to. Yeah, just end my turn.
Okay, Spectre is not surprised, so go ahead.
Alright, I'm gonna take my Dread Ambusher round. 3 shots at him. How do you want me to do this? Just roll a d20 manually?
Yes, if your attacks aren't working, that's probably going to be the easiest.
Absolutely nothing is working. So,
You know,
roll 1d20.
Let me try something real quick, because I created another character with your name, like trying to start fixing it. Let me just add some text there to see if like 2 names of the same thing messed it up. Okay, try clicking anything on your sheet now.
Okay. I closed it because I thought we weren't going to be using it, but that's okay. Come on, load!
And it may not work still, but I figured before we go through all the hassle, just check this.
Now it is not loading at all.
All right,
Just-
I've got yours open. Yeah, so it actually works for me when I click longbow.
Oh my god.
Yeah, maybe try a refresh because I've clicked a
Yeah.
few different things and it looks like they're working for me.
Let me refresh. I'm sorry, guys. I don't know what the fuck is going on.
No, like I said, it was very strange because you remember you were having trouble where it wasn't burning resources.
Yeah,
And normally
yeah, my
that's
one's-
a naming thing, so I tried to fix that, but it wasn't a naming thing in your situation. So there must be some attribute that somehow got attached. But remember, this is a cheat that I think you started. There's like 3 campaigns with this one cheat. So over that time, somehow it picked something weird up, and you're not a real basic character because you're a triple multi-class. So who knows? Something in there somehow toggled it weird. All
That's
right,
a
go ahead
GM roll. But
Yeah, I'll take it, but go
Yeah.
ahead and set yourself to regular. Okay, so the first attack hits.
And Kurtu's next to him, and it's advantage anyway because Kurtu did the thing, so this
Yes.
should apply sneak. So 13.
Arrow
And-
strikes creature.
Second attack.
Yeah, nice.
Crits his
crit.
ass.
Yeah, piercing crit.
Of course, now that I've refreshed, I've somehow lost my... Oh, there we go. Critical hit. Piercing.
True crit.
True
Go ahead and
crit.
Post that.
So 6
8?
plus 2. Yep, 8. And then Dread Ambusher Shot. I think I will hero point this if I can. We can do that, right?
Sure.
Even on
On
the-
attack roll, yeah.
So I will D8 hero point this. So add 6.
Remember, you still get advantage though.
Yeah, that's fine. I have a lot. I
He
haven't
wants
used
to
any.
make sure he gets this one.
Yeah, because
All
it gets
good
the
with
extra D8.
21. Yes, that'll hit as
Yep.
well.
So another 9 plus the 1d8, another 2. And then I will bravely back off.
Okay.
5, 10.
Oh, let's see. Looks like I got you
I'm
locked.
Was that all 3 of your shots?
Yes, it was. One of them was to GM because we were still
Oh,
messing with
cool.
the sheet.
Yeah.
So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. And I will stay here, I think.
Okay, before Hugo's turn, Kurtu, you hear the sound of movement in the reservoir there as you see another one of these creatures suddenly emerges.
Yes, there's more of them.
As it climbs out and gets next to you, it is going to make a series of attacks.
Oh, that's not good.
Kurtu, I will need you to give me 3 defense rolls.
And am I able to use shield?
You can. Remember, you don't have to declare that until after.
Yeah.
So I think, let me just double check. That looks like that was an NPC defense roll. It is. Yep. So go ahead and just click the defense roll instead of NPC because the NPC won't
I
calculate.
didn't push any buttons yet.
Oh, that maybe I
Yeah,
clicked that accidentally?
I see Adam. I see Adam's name. Like, what the fuck is going on with
Oh,
Roll20?
weird. Okay, my bad. I'm not even
Yeah.
sure how I clicked that.
Unless they're good
Maybe you
for me,
didn't.
Adam,
Maybe
and
just
then I
everything is
did. I don't
fine.
Yeah, he rolled a nat 20. We'll take that
Yeah.
first one, Adam.
Yeah,
That
come on,
second
Adam.
one, no, the first one, I don't know where that came from. The second one was me testing, so I was like, no, that's wrong. That's not what you're supposed to click. All right, so we've got 13, 16, 14. Okay, so how this works is I tell you whether... Oh, I see why, because I was trying to post his stat sheet, and that's why I accidentally posted the defense roll. Okay. There we go. Okay, so you are hit by the first attack. Would you like to cast shield? Okay, so that sets your AC to... or that sets your defense roll to 18. So that will miss, and then the shield absorbs the next 2 attacks as well.
Good shit.
Now it is Hugo's turn, and Hugo, you were surprised, so we will end your turn. This one will also climb out. It is going to attack you as well 3 times, Kurtu. 3 more defense rolls, shield still in effect. Okay, so we'll count that as 18, 30, 21. All of those will be absorbed by the shield as well. We move to Gale, who was not surprised. Oh,
Excellent.
actually, and as we're moving to Gale's turn, after this creature attacks you, Kurtu, it is going to climb back down the reservoir. If you wish, you already burned your reaction, so you can't take a reaction to attack it. But you see it kind of climb down the side and just descend in.
Now, Adam, I got a question for you. Would this guy here have been within the 10-foot range when I did my Draconic Scream?
No.
Okay.
That's what I was going to ask as I approach. The other thing I was going to ask, Adam, if I go straight east and the line, do I need to go around that fire, or am I going to be okay?
If you're trying to move through the fire logs, I would say call that difficult terrain. Otherwise, you don't call it difficult terrain, but you're going to take some fire damage as you just sprint through it.
So there's 15. I can 20. Because that's difficult terrain if I went straight, right?
Correct. And same with the square below it. So you're at 20 right now. So if you, so that'd be 25. If you were to go here, that would be 30. I don't know what your movement is.
Yeah, it's 30.
Or I'm sorry, that would be 35 because this is
35.
difficult terrain.
35, so I can't reach it. Lucky man. As I blow a kiss at it.
Yeah.
I am going to dash.
Okay.
Right there. And then that's going to be it. Still my bonus action. That's it. That's it. Oops. We're all hitting the wrong buttons.
No worry. Yeah, it's been a couple weeks, right? So we move to Armony's turn, and Armony, of course, is surprised, so we will end her turn. Before the end of the round, a third body emerges from the reservoir. This one also moves up to you, Kurtu, and is going to attack you. 3 more defense rolls. Okay, so the shield absorbs the first one. However, the second one, the set of claws that does break through your arcane shield, and you will be struck for... Whoop, that is 2 GM. One moment. Struck for 10 points of slashing damage, but then the arcane barrier does hold for the third strike. And then we are to the top of the next round with Rasmus.
Hey, Adam, should we break?
Yes, why don't we? We're right there at that break time. We're at the top of the round. So yeah, let's go ahead and pause here, guys, for our 15-minute break, and we'll pick up on the other side.
Huzzah!
Alrighty, folks, we're in the second half of our session here. We are in the middle of a combat. We will pick up right where we left off. Alright, top of round 2, Rasmus, your turn.
Okie doke. Rasmus has a torch in his hand, and then he's got a fist in the other. It's a free action to drop, right, Adam?
It is, yes.
So he'll drop his torch where he's at. So I guess I'll just click snuff torch for myself. But we'll just say it's right there on the ground, and as he is running, he is going to make this route, and he's going to kind of like semi-hop and try to catch this troll in the back with one of his knees. So he's going to do an unarmed strike.
So I just wanted to check your route because I was dropping that torch. Where did you went from here to here?
I mean, I went like this way, but I've got 50 feet of movement.
He's a monkey.
Oh,
He's got
yeah. Yep, no worries.
Yeah.
All right,
yeah,
so
there's
flank plus
boom.
2 crit. Yeah, go ahead and roll that crit.
Nice.
True crit. Yeah, go ahead and post it. All right, and that was a kick. So you hit the creature in the back of the knee, and you see it buckles momentarily before it straightens back out.
For my second attack. I don't know. What do I roll for that? I don't usually play martial characters.
What do you roll for your second attack?
No, I'm gonna change my second attack from an attack to an attempt to grapple him. This guy.
Oh, attempt to grapple. Okay, so grapple is athletics, so you're going to make an athletics check against his static, athletics, or acrobatics.
And this is blind, right?
No, you can just roll that publicly.
Okay, then I'm a season it with a little hero point.
Okay. Yes, without the hero point, you would have failed, but with the hero point, you successfully grapple him.
Perfect. Cool. I'm gonna hold him so he doesn't run into the well, because we don't want these guys trying to get us again. We don't know where that well connects, so that's Rasmus's plan. Is he's just rather kill these things than them run away on us. So there we go.
You still have your bonus action?
Yeah, I guess I can still throw a punch. So after I kind of wrap my arm around him, I'm gonna take my other free hand and bring down like an elbow into his torso.
Okay. That'll connect as well.
Perfect. And I will burn a key on that attack to do stunning strike.
Okay, do we have that one built in for you? I feel like I
No,
say that every time.
Yeah, and we do not. So here, I'll give you a d20.
Okay, so yes, that he will be stunned.
Cool. Grappled and stunned. We're just gonna shout out Stone Cold Steve Austin this one.
Okay, then we move to Kurtu's turn.
All right, little shenanigans here, Adam. I'd like to do a wall of fire in the well, but I want to kind of get an idea on how that would actually affect things.
Okay, so are you thinking like you're going to cast the wall down into the well or over the top, or give me an idea what you're hoping for?
Well, I was hoping to be able to cast it like here, for an example, right? And then, I mean, I don't know how wide the well is, if that makes sense, but I don't know if it'll affect this guy or this guy at all, you know, because it's in the well.
So give me an idea of what you're actually attempting to do, and I'll try to give you the best way of doing this.
All right, I'm not casting this. I'm just doing it so you can read it, you know. Whoops, that wasn't what I was looking for. But, yep, there you go. So what I wanted to do was cast it into the well as far as can go up, and if there's any piece that I can have up top or whatever, that can also affect these guys.
So
because I know there's a third guy down below is what I'm getting at.
So you can make like a cylinder-ish well like this if you want, but it can't go across non-solid surfaces. So you can't like put a wall in the middle because that's open, right? But you could put a wall around the edge of the well if you want, and if you do that, you then choose if fire shoots outside or shoots inside. If it shoots outside, then obviously everybody within, I think it's 10 feet of the wall. Yeah, 10 feet of the wall will suffer the effects of it. If it's inside, then it would be anybody within 10 feet, but only at this verticality. It's not going to go down. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that answers my question. It's not what I wanted, but it answers my question, right?
Fair
you know. So,
just another mechanical question on wildfire. So we can't make it like a lid, like a pot lid.
No. So if you notice where it says target, a solid surface within range, so it can't basically go across a gap. It has to be on something, and then it can go up from there, but it can't make like a fire bridge, for example.
What if is the side of the well a solid surface, like leading down? Like if he peered over the edge, could he cast it like vertically along the well wall, if that makes sense?
No. So think of the wall has to rest on something solid. So you can't say like, oh, horizontally it's attaching to. No, the bottom of the wall has to attach to something solid.
Got it.
But figuratively speaking, he could do like a rotating pattern down the well, right, on the wall.
No, because again, not the side of it. I get what you're saying. You're wanting the side of the wall to stick to the well wall. But no, the bottom of the firewall or wall of fire has to be solid surface.
So it has to be a wall. It can't be a lid or a horizontal structure. It has to be an actual wall.
An actual wall, right? Now you can make it a circle, but it still has to be the entire length of the circle of the wall has to be on the ground.
Yeah, so like you said, I could get this whole lid if I wanted to, but that just
It wouldn't
isn't
technically
really...
be a lid, but you basically would make the well taller, right? And it would be a
Right,
cone
right,
of fire, essentially. But yeah, I mean, like, again, if you were to say, I want to make sure there's no way these guys can escape down there without being burned, then that would work, right? Because you make a solid circle of fire at the top of the well, burning inwards. It won't hurt anybody right now, but if they were to like, hey, I'm going to try to retreat back into the well, going through the wall of fire burns them, right? And then assuming they live, then they, can move on. But if they die, then they would just fall, obviously. But you can't make it like capped off, and you can't put it horizontally to block.
Right. Yeah, that's how I'm understanding your description. So
Okay. So
I'm not saying I like the answer, Adam, but
Right.
that's a different. That's
fair
a different
enough. That's
thing.
all I could aim for is comprehension rather than agreement.
Right.
All right, and I assume that means you don't want to cast it then?
No, I'm not going to cast that.
Okay, so give yourself that slot back.
Yeah, I did. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to just actually move. And this guy here I know is stunned, but I'm going to move. I know this guy's going to get an attack of opportunity on me. I'll go ahead and
yes.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and do a defensive roll.
Okay, that would hit you.
I'm not going to shield that.
Okay, so I was giving you that little chance there. So he attacks you with his claws. That'll be 9 points of slashing damage.
And what I'm going to do then instead is I'm going to shoot both of them. I'm going to... now, with this guy being stunned, do I get any bonus? I can't remember on attack for him because he's stunned.
Advantage and he auto fails. Yeah,
No,
you have
no,
advantage.
I thought
on
stunned
attack
is just... Oh, yeah, okay, my bad. So attack rolls against the creature have advantage. Yeah, so he automatically fails strength and dex saves. Attack rolls have advantage against him, and he cannot move and speak only falteringly.
Okay, so on this guy down below, I'll use a hero point.
This guy down below. The one that is uninjured? Okay.
Yeah, because I'm going to go ahead and obviously what I'm getting is I'm going to quicken spell this, and I'm going to shoot twice. So that's
Okay.
what I'm getting at.
So 2 firebolts.
Right,
Okay, so
but since
keep in
I'm only
mind-
going to use the hero, since this guy here already have advantage, I'm not using, the hero attack on him.
Okay, so just keep in mind where you're at right now. This one is a straight shot. This guy would get advantage of cover as you're shooting through.
I'm going to move. I'll move up more
Okay.
to get out of the way. Yeah, I already thought of that. I just wanted to take I knew I was taking a hit, so I figured I'd get that out of the way because I only moved 10. So. So there's the hero point on this guy here. I'll just shoot the guy with the hero point first.
Okay. Yeah, that'll certainly hit. Wow, nice roll.
Yeah, and now I'll wind up attacking him here, and I'll have the advantage roll on this one.
That will also hit.
And I've moved all my moves, so that'll end my turn.
Okay, Spectre. Oh, did we lose the Spectre? And who is your target, Spectre?
We can't hear you, Jordo.
He just disconnected.
Yeah, can you guys hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah,
No.
I'm calling the weak, targeting the stunned guy.
Okay. So 28, yes, that will hit.
So 9 plus 2. Second shot. 24
That will hit as well.
for another 6. I'm good here.
Okay, this troll has not suffered any fire damage or acid damage, so you will see his wounds heal.
Kurt, you shot
Yeah,
him.
he did.
I shot him.
You did. I did not apply the fire effect. 1 second.
Burn, baby, burn.
There we go. He has hit fire, so he will not regenerate. All right, he is currently grappled by
And stunned.
Rasmus
And stunned.
and stunned.
guy's
Right.
fucked.
Okay. So I think his turn ends and then the stun ends, right?
The stun ends on Rasmus's turn.
End of my turn. Here, I'll post it for you. But it goes all the way until the end of my turn.
Oh, nice.
Stunning,
Okay.
Stunning Strike is like the best part of the class by far.
Yes.
Yeah,
all
it's
right,
very
so
cool.
he
I've been
essentially skips
super
his turn.
unsuccessful. This is the first person I've ever stunned in this campaign, so I'm
So
psyched about it.
we move to Hugo's turn.
All right. Hugo's like, what about the one that went down the well already? And he will stop
You
doing
can go after him later.
Got a more immediate problem.
He'll move up here, and then he's gonna toll the dead on the one that's stunned.
Okay. Okay, and give me a spell effect roll on that one as well. He is not affected by your Toll the Dead.
Okay, but Hugo now has the evocation thing where they still take half damage from missed cantrips.
Okay, nice. So he will take 7 necrotic then.
Okay. And then I guess as they're a little too far away to shove telekinetically, but they'll just move up a little bit more. To there.
Okay. All right, and then we move to Gale's turn.
Okay, Gale will look at him through his mask and go and attack.
It's not intimidating.
That
I can
will
tell you
hit.
from being on this side, it does not work.
Okay, Blade scores a slashing wound on the creature.
Excellent.
Second one also hits. He will drop to the ground.
And he took fire damage this turn, I think, so he might be okay. Watch him, he might get up, remember!
No, his turn is already... Yeah, his turn passed after Kurtu's, so we gotta get him again.
Oh, great.
There's a fire right there. Just throw him on it.
It's just kick the campfire in there.
Alright, well, you guys worry about that. I'm going to stand in front of this guy. So I'm going to move, let's see. I want to try to get... I just have to protect you guys. I'll just step up there. And that will be it. Bonus action. Nope. And my turn.
All right, Harmony.
We have to hit the downed creature with fire or acid now.
I got it. Worry about the live one.
Harmony's like, what did they do to us? And
They tried to eat Kurtu.
reaches
start.
out to Kurtu. Oh yeah, I did that wrong. Hold on.
Is that on the troll? Do you feel so bad for him?
No,
It's a touch
That's-
spell. She'd have
it's
to
not
do it.
Kurtu.
Oh, I'm Kurtu. Okay. Yeah, there you go. Okay, now remind me, I
Now-
think you have a special ability that bolsters that, right?
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, I don't understand some of these modifiers, but I should have the +2 for.
Yep, I'm just doing a quick double check. I forget what is 2
That's what
plus
I'm trying
the
to
spell
find.
level, I think. Disciple of Life. 2 plus the
There it
spells
is.
level, so 3 more. So a total of 9 back to Kurtu.
Thank you.
Alright, so let me just see if this works. I just put a quick mod in there for you. I'll restore you a slot when I spend it. Oh,
Do I
that
get
did
to keep the
not
best of the
work.
2 rolls?
No. So
Looks like you got 2 times the level of the spell.
That's what I tried to do. Yeah, so I'll have to work out the math there. Okay, but yeah, we'll move on for now. So that is 9 back to Kurtu. Anything else on your turn here, Harmony?
Not this one.
All right, and then we move to this creature's turn. Okay, so I'm going to remove his having used his reaction, and I'm going to remove the fire effect from him. All right, on his turn, he is going to attempt to grapple you, Gale. So I will need an athletics or acrobatics check.
Adam,
choice.
did he heal? Did he heal on this turn, even though I hit him with fire?
He did not heal.
Okay. I just couldn't tell with the green. Thanks.
Okay, Gale, you are grappled, at which point he is going to hold you over the well and let go of you. You have an opportunity to try to grab onto the edge of the well if you wish. What is in your hands currently?
I have a sword and a shield.
Okay, if you're willing to drop your sword, you can try to grab on, or you can just take the fall. Your choice.
I will take the fall.
That's the Dragon Slayer longsword.
I ain't not dropping that thing.
All right, you take the fall as he pushes you over the edge. You fall downward, suffering 5 points of damage.
How far did I? 10 feet?
It's hard to tell. It's, fell down. It happens so quickly. Your companions don't really know. You notice really quickly glancing around that you are in a dark well, but there is sort of like a large broken crevice. I won't say large, a narrow broken crevice, like a tunnel that goes to the northwest from here.
Oh, I think to myself, found something. I'm okay! Go
Any
ahead
sign
and
of-
kill them!
Any sign of the other troll?
I can't hear you, I'm in the well.
All right, this one will move to here, and then he is going to attack you, Rasmus, with his other 2 attacks. So 2 defense rolls, please.
Okay. I did not use my Kinsei weapons, so these are regular, no +2.
Okay. Both of these attacks will connect against you, Rasmus. 12 slashing and 15 slashing for a total of 27 points of damage. Okay, top of the round, Rasmus.
All right, so I don't know if you kill a creature, does the person grappling them automatically drop them, or is he still in my arm?
I'm assuming you're still grappling him. You can let it go for free, though, if you wish.
Just so you know, the stun condition is an incapacitated condition, so the grapple automatically drops during an incapacitated.
Rasmus has him grappled, not the other way around.
Yeah, so the troll would have not been grappled once he was stunned.
No, it's the grappler.
Yeah,
who
he
gets
doesn't.
incapacitated.
Yeah, right. So Rasmus is the one holding on to him. So just because the troll's incapacitated doesn't matter at all. Rasmus can still hold on to him. If he wishes to let him go, he can certainly do that.
Oh.
But if it was the other way around, right, where the troll was grappling Rasmus and then became stunned, I would agree with you. The grapple would go away because he's incapacitated. He can't maintain the grapple.
So with him still in my hand, I'm gonna reach down to my belt and I'm gonna detach that vial of acid that Gale gave me, and I'm just gonna shove the entire thing in his mouth and then grab his jaw and make him chew on the acid vial.
All right, so we will count this as an improvised attack at advantage since he's stunned. So just roll me a d20 or 2 d20s because it's advantage. So 13 improvised, so no proficiency. Let's see. Yeah, that will work. So you snap it in his mouth and crush it in his jaws where the glass shatters. You can see his mouth begins to sizzle and he falls to the ground, clearly slain.
All right, and
so now
hearing
just
Gale
FYI,
say,
that's going to be use an object, right? So that's not an attack, but that's essentially your turn. That's your action, I should say.
I got you. And Gale, I heard Gale say that he was okay, so I am going to use my bonus action to turn around, and I'm going to use a key to patient defense as I get ready to take this guy on next turn.
Okay.
Right? Because it was my action to make the guy. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I got it. I was just trying to think of my turn of orders there, but Cool. All right, I'm ready.
All right, Kurtu.
All right, trying to save some of my sorcery points. I'm just going to firebolt him once.
Okay.
No hero point.
Yes, that'll certainly connect. Your firebolt singes him.
And being the brave kobold I am, I'm going to run as fast as I can.
We got a lot of brave team members in this group.
Yeah, everybody started close to the fire, and now
There you go.
they're all very.
There's
I
like
have to
two
scroll
of us.
up
The
to see it.
tactically correct way to play a ranged character. Okay.
All right, Spectre.
I understand. I'm not hating. I'm just making an observation.
Yes, that attack will hit. The second one will miss, however.
Okay, 16.
He is wounded by the arrow. All right, this one is slain, so I'll remove him from initiative. Hugo.
Okay. Hugo is going to sort of slide along the fire over here. And then he wants to try to telekinetically pull it into the fire. I don't know if that one square is enough.
You don't think he'll be in the fire, but he'd be mighty close.
Okay. So, yeah, he'll try to telekinetically pull.
Okay, yeah, go ahead and make a telekinetic pull check. You reach out telekinetically, grasp him, and pull him forward.
And then since he didn't get into the fire, he will just cast Firebolt on him. Try to get that.
Okay. Critical hit.
Nice.
A fire crit.
Good.
And yeah, Hugo, you know how to do these, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, okay.
Damn it.
Unfortunately,
Apparently
it's
not.
glancing crit. So go ahead and post your damage.
Have you been taking crit lessons from Bill?
Oh my god.
Oh, look at that. If it wasn't
I just
true
go roll
crit,
crit.
it
What
would
are
be
you talking
mighty.
about?
Half the firebolt goes into the fire.
There
It
you
just
go. There you
doesn't.
go. It wounds him a bit, but not as much as you'd think.
Well, at least it applies it. And he's like, someone else to help down the well, I think. But that'll be the end of his turn.
I'll shout. He said he's okay.
All right, Adam, I'll take
So
half my move
Gale, from
when to
where you're
stand up.
standing, you hear, I think he's okay. You look up and you see the rim of the well is a good 20 feet above you.
All right, half my movement to stand up. And as I look up at the top of the well, I clench my fists and I flex my muscles, and I'm going to face step right to the top.
That'll work. All right, you face step to the top.
Oh,
And
yeah.
then burn
move-
that
Sounded
usage.
like you were about to fave fart the way you described it.
I thought he was going to do like a mighty jump or something.
And then, so movement 5, 10, 15 to here. And I will attack him. Oh,
Oh my god.
Oh,
Nice. That's
wow,
gotta
we've
be
rolled a
right.
lot of crits. this
Picture
battle.
moment there.
All right, so this is not a... yeah, so max damage instead of... So just go ahead and post, and then whatever's there, we'll take the maximum. So let's see. 8, 4, 13, 15. Okay, blade slashes into the troll, severing part of his arm.
all right. Now, bonus action shield bash. I want to try to push him 5 feet into the fire.
Okay, yeah, so that's
Yep,
going
I
to
think
be...
face step is a bonus action.
Yes, it is. Good call.
Oh,
Yeah.
Now,
yeah,
you have
shield,
multi-attack, so you can use your second attack to do the shove if you want.
yeah. I think I just want to do a second attack for a shove. Yeah.
Okay, so that's going to be an athletics check against his.
Ugh,
Unfortunately,
that feeling
as
very
you-
strong.
As you slam into him with your shield, trying to shove him back, his feet just dig into the sand. You see his clawed toes just dig in, and he contains his traction and doesn't move backward.
Rasmus is gonna say, "You must need to fart, Gil.
Harmony.
Past gas."
Harmony
Nice.
casts Sacred Flame on him. Go ahead and give me a spell effect roll, please. Unfortunately, the troll is able to dodge out of the way of the falling radiant flames.
Oh, there we go. Hello. That's a bummer. Then we're going to. This is going to be directed at Rasmus.
Okay, Rasmus, a healing word comes your way, and that will restore 9 HP to you.
Nice. Heck of a healing word.
Okay, I'm going to remove the burning condition from the troll. Alright, Troll's turn. He is going to... He looks at you and you hear him... Does anybody speak giant? No. Okay,
No.
He says something in a snarly, grumbly voice as he reaches out and tries to grab you once again, Gale. I need an athletics or acrobatics check. You manage to avoid this grab. He tries it a second time. Grabbing onto you once again as he steps over and throws you back down the well again. Your choice again to either drop the sword, try to grab on, or just take the fall.
See ya.
I'm not dropping that sword.
Okay, this time you land, maybe a little bit used to this now. You land in the same spot. It's a little bit tamped down, only 3 damage. And
I'm
then
like, ugh, again?
with his last remaining attack, he will turn and lash out at Rasmus. Defense roll at advantage since you patient defense. Ooh, that'll still hit, getting through your defense. That's going to be 9 points of slashing damage. And after that, he is going to try to climb down the well himself.
Great. I'll welcome your presence.
Let's see. Rasmus, would you like to take an opportunity attack?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead and take your attack.
Give me just 1 second. Okay. Unarmed strike. Nice.
Nice. Yeah,
That's what
a
I
lot of
needed.
crits this battle. Yeah, go ahead and throw a bludgeoning crit. Damage twice, and add them together, and creatures knocked prone. Okay, go ahead and
Yes!
place that
Nice.
crit. Alright, so as he starts climbing down, you clobber him. He lets loose, not able to hold on to the well, falls down, slams into Gale
Hands
down
on Gale.
below.
Oh, come on.
Both
Does
the
he get any
troll
kinda
and Gale are
neck
going to suffer
to get out
7
of there?
damage. Now, Gale, if you wish, I will say you can use your reaction to take a dexterity saving throw to try to slide out of the way.
Yes, I think I will.
Okay, so you burn your reaction. Go ahead and make a dexterity save. Unfortunately, no. As you try to spin around down here, there's not a lot of room to move, and he slams into you, and yes, you take that 7 points of damage.
Oh, now I have a troll on me.
And it does not smell good down here, Gale. All right, top of the round, Rasmus.
Okay. Can I glance over at the fire? Does it look like there's a piece that maybe I could grab that would still have flame on it that I could use to see if I wanted to jump down the well?
Yeah, you think you could grab one of the logs and use it as a makeshift torch for a short period of time?
Cool. Yeah. So that's what I'll do. I guess that's interact with object, right?
Yep.
Okay, so let's see, that's 10, back to here. Actually, you know what? Sorry, ignore that movement. I'm gonna go straight in like this, and I'm gonna hop over the edge and then come in using the makeshift torch as light and try to aim for the troll. And I'm gonna use an
what?
unarmed.
Describe that to me again.
Okay.
All right, so
I'm
look,
lost.
listen, let me push the whole thing through. So I ran
All
over
right.
to the campfire, picked up a log, right, so I could see. And as I'm running, I'm going to jump over the ledge, and I'm holding the log in both my hands. And as I come down, I'm going to use my hooves to try to land on the troll so I can see where I'm going with the log.
All right, so you're essentially jumping without looking into the well, and then once you're over the edge of the well, you're looking down and trying to kick the troll as you're getting closer to landing.
Yep. It doesn't look like a huge well, so I feel like I got a good shot of just jumping in there and seeing if I can.
Fair
Kick 'em.
enough. All right, so what I'm going to ask for here is give me an acrobatics check to see if you can pull this off and look cool doing it.
Well, I feel like as a satyr, I should be pretty good because I got mad hops, and then as a monk, I got slow fall, so I'll be able to control my speed going down.
Do you want to slow fall though? Because then I would say you're coming down. It's not going to have much of an impact, right? Like it's not. The impression I'm getting is you're trying to use the fall to like crush into him, right?
I like your description better than mine, so we're gonna go with that, Adam. I'm
All
not
right.
gonna slow fall. I'm just gonna come in like a hammer. Nope.
Okay, not so well. So you leap over the well, and maybe as you're coming down and have this vision in your head of glorious attack, you kind of kick off the side of the well, start tumbling a little bit overhead. You're getting close down. You can make an attack at disadvantage on the troll as you're kind of tumbling backwards.
All right. I'll throw
But
a
the
hero
troll is
point.
prone, so a melee attack would be at advantage.
Yes.
We cancel out.
Yeah, I'll throw a hero point on it though to try to correct myself as I'm
Okay.
falling.
I think that'll help.
let's say as I'm going head over head, I'll try to like align myself so I'm diving head first and use my ram.
It definitely
You're gonna
connects.
dive head first onto the ground.
Go ahead and post damage.
Rasmus is
How
battle.
are we alive?
seasoned.
How did we make it 9 levels?
All right, you slam into him with your horns, hitting him hard, but then I'm going to say you both, again, suffer some fall damage.
Yeah, roll it.
Okay, so that's 9 to both of you, and that will cause him to be knocked unconscious.
Nice. And then for my second attack, I'm gonna take the log and I'm gonna bring it right down into his face.
Okay.
Fire
and
first.
Mechanically, you still have to make an attack, so just give me an improvised attack. I know this is silly, but it is part of the rules.
It's advantage though, right?
It is, yep. So you're going to hit, and yes, he will be burnt and slain. Okay, so the obvious threats are ended, so we will go ahead and exit combat there, guys.
Now I'm gonna say, Kale, where are you?
Get him
Yeah.
off of me! He stinks
Oh, yeah.
like Leroy sucks!
You're under him. Sorry. And I'm
Oh.
gonna scoot off of him and try to like pull the troll.
He is quite heavy, Gale is. No, the troll is. And you pull the troll off of Gale, and Gale, you can kind of scamper out from underneath the troll. Now with this additional light down here from the torch, no longer just relying on your black and white dark vision, you can see that there is a very narrow, it looks like nobody could fit through this shaft that leads to the northwest through the bottom of the well.
Where did the other troll go then, if it didn't go through that crack?
Oh, it probably did, but if they can regenerate, then it breaking its bones or cracking its neck or something probably doesn't hurt too bad.
What? Did you hit your head when you fell down the well? That's not what they do.
I used my head when I fell down the well. Did you not see me?
Is that the only exit, Adam?
From the well, other than the top and that tunnel, yes.
So you're telling me, with all of your satyr knowledge, that you think that large troll, squeezed himself through that crevasse?
Well, I mean, they can heal themselves, right? I mean, like a snake, right? Snake dislocates the jaw to open it larger. What if he dislocates his shoulder to make him smaller? You know what I mean?
Oh, I could dislocate your shoulder and you can go inside there.
Anyone
No.
have a rope to get these idiots out of there?
They're
But
talking. I don't know. They're talking about troll and crack or something.
Hey guys, there's a tunnel down here. There's a crevasse.
They're talking
Could
about
Kurtu?
crack. I don't know if they're happy or not.
Could Kurtu fit in that? If I look at it and think about Kurtu's size, do I think that maybe he could fit in the crack?
No, it's too narrow even for a small character to squeeze through.
Yeah, we should just go. He's gone.
If I'm hearing you right, and if there is a troll gone, then there's got to be a secret hole there somewhere.
We have to look around, but I am not smart enough to find those things.
I don't think that's true. I mean, I don't think trolls are very smart either. What is he in here pulling levers and using trapdoors? That doesn't make
I
sense.
believe he's probably not as smart as a troll, but I'm saying maybe there's a hidden door there. I don't know.
No, I think Rasmus is correct here. That as I look up at you guys peeking over, that how is a troll going to know about the secret door?
But running away for its life, it probably squeezed itself through that hole. That's
Well,
what
then
I
if
feel.
that large creatures can squeeze through the hole, then why can't I?
I don't
'Cause
know.
you
Why don't
can't-
you give it a try?
That's a good
Yeah.
idea.
It looks like it's gonna hurt, but go for it. And what
Make
if he's
sure-
waiting?
Make sure you get a running start, though.
Hey, Adam, I'm gonna. Does it look like I could? I'm gonna look in there with the torch. I'll say, Rasmus, hold torch. Let's look in and see where it goes.
I'm already holding the torch.
Well, closer, because I'm trying to
Oh.
look through the crevasse. Here, and I grab your hand. There, don't move.
Like a dad trying to have his kid hold the light for his screwdriver.
Damn it! Lift it higher.
So what do I see?
It's a very narrow tunnel, rocky, like jagged kind of rocky tunnel surface, and it looks like it goes a long distance, way past your light and past your dark vision to the northwest.
Does it look like if I were to spend time, can I do the stones on the well look like it could be defeated and I could make the hole bigger over time?
I mean, not any kind of short period of time. You're probably thinking construction crew and long weeks of work time. Then maybe.
We're
Yeah,
not
how about
waiting
you
around
look
that
for?
long. Why don't
How
we
about you
just
look for blood?
use the
Is
front
there any
door?
blood in there?
I did not see any blood.
No
Did you look
obvious
for it?
blood that you see. No.
Maybe they tore their skin on the side, though. See if there's
Who
any like
cares?
Oh, I'm
areas.
definitely looking where this troll is. We had 3 trolls, right? And
So is anybody in the group proficient in nature?
Yeah, Hugo is.
Go ahead.
So
and
is
give me-
Harmony.
Both of you go ahead and give me blind checks here. Okay, so Harmony, what you're hearing from the team members described from down below, you would know enough about trolls, as would you, Hugo. Doesn't seem surprising. Pretty much what Rasmus said is spot on. Because trolls have the ability to regenerate, they can actually dislocate their hips and their shoulders and kind of almost become snake-like as they maneuver through very narrow areas. Because their skin is so rubbery, it doesn't really cut on like edges and things. It just kind of rolls around it.
See, I told you.
how do you
They're like
Yeah.
mice.
A troll could have definitely squeezed through there.
He's gone. We should just go.
we throw a rope down and haul their asses out of there?
Thank you.
Yes, you can.
I will say though, that's top 5 kills for me.
Yeah,
I've
that
done
was
some
pretty awesome.
I've
I'm
done some
surprised
cool
you didn't
stuff.
break your neck.
What? Satyrs have very hard necks. We have horns.
Do we want to start a fire down there so they don't come back up anytime soon?
No, they are just a nuisance. This is not our
Okay.
primary concern. Now we know why they ran to, so follow those steps where the pipples went this way.
I think it may have scared them away. They ran off towards the place where they thought was safe, which was through one of these doors or something.
How you guys feeling? Do you want to go in now, or do you want to take a breather? There's a
I-
nice little campfire here.
I feel fine. But other people might not feel so fine.
I mean, my neck kind of hurts, but I'm okay. Uh,
1,
Is
2,
it-
3, 4, 5. Wait, we're missing someone.
yeah, where's Harmony? Harmony,
Oh, where'd everybody go?
where are you?
Where, does she always walk around like this without anyone knowing where you are?
I was wondering what I was looking into there, that like round room.
That looks to be some kind of a tower, very old and dilapidated. You can see there are some remnants of furniture inside. Based on what you were able to see from where you were standing, you see like a table, a stool, and what looks to be a very old bookcase.
I look at my group up here, Rasmus, Kyoto, and Spectre, and I say, she will not last long if she keeps wandering around.
Are there books on it?
There are a few left remaining. They look to be completely covered with dust.
Funny
How
you should
does
say that, Gail?
the ground feel?
The ground here
Sturdy.
would be made of wood, so wood planks. You can see there's a lot of wear and tear on them. There's certain areas where the planks are kind of cracked and broken, but it feels sturdy.
Can I read any of the spines?
Yes. With the couple books that are still remaining here, you see one that says The Village of Cliffside, and you see another one that says Reports on Movements.
I'm not seeing anything juicy.
What do they say?
Village of Cliffside and reports on movements.
I'm taking them. Maybe they have spells in them or something.
Okay, careful.
You step up to the bookcase and pull on the first book, and as you pull it off the shelf, it crumbles in your hands.
That's gross.
Guess they're really old.
He'll just like run his hands through all the books.
Yep, and they pretty much all just destroy on contact. They look like they're very old and were kind of held together just by time.
Oh well. I know you're always pursuing knowledge.
Yeah.
Next time.
By the way, I can pretty much open any locked door we encounter, so keep that in mind.
Wow, that's a bold statement.
The tracks that you guys previously found go up in this direction. Oh, you can't see that? They go up
I've
in
got
this
four.
direction.
I've got 4 potions of healing. So Adam, I'm gonna drink one real quick.
Okay.
Oh, and I have 3, I think, if somebody wants them.
I'll take one too. That's a good idea.
Can I whip up some good berries?
If you have a spell slot you're willing to use, yes.
Yeah, I was just checking to see so that it'll have to be another level.
Yeah, I may as well use a healing potion too.
Sounds like you're willing to spend a second level slot for that, Harmony?
That's correct.
All right, go ahead and deduct a second level slot. You create these 10 berries infused with magic.
Anybody want a berry?
I'll take one. Oh my god, yeah, I'll definitely take one because I had to eat another healing potion and that one sucked too.
What does this berry do yet you are making out with your hands?
It works just like, healing. But
Does
a
it
smaller
taste
degree.
nasty? Because I've had something like this before and it tasted horrible.
I flip Gale off.
I think mine are delicious.
And they're not
Yeah,
going
that's-
to poison me.
Those other ones were good too.
Of course not. Why would I do that?
All right, I eat it.
Yeah, Rasmus already walked by, grabbed it, and ate his as he was walking by. He didn't ask any of these questions about poisonous or nothing, and now he's sitting there thinking like, "Oh man, I got to remember to do those things in the future."
Harmony, does your good berries taste like any kind of berry in particular?
Or blood? Or
It tastes like brownies.
Okay.
Oh man.
So very
Are you eating
sweet,
brownies right now?
and they're actually packed with extra healing because these ones restore 3 HP per berry.
Ooh.
Disciple of
Wow.
life, boys.
These are excellent berries. You guys get over here. Army has really good berries.
Told ya.
Wow.
I don't feel
These
like we
are
should
excellent.
objectify Harmony like that.
What? Am I offending everyone again?
No,
Speak
no, no.
Common as a second language. He doesn't mean anything by it.
Of course
Wait for
not.
everyone to eat their their berries.
Okay, so I gave all 5 of you a berry, and no one took a second one, right?
No.
Sure.
Can we do that?
If you
I don't think it-
want
action
a
each.
couple of you.
These brownies must have a lot of sugar and fat in them because, they're real filling.
I'll take another one. You guys don't
Yeah.
want another one? I'll take another one. Can I have another one?
Oh yeah, I'll eat one
Save
more
him.
too.
I'm not hurt, so one's fine.
Yeah, maybe put it in your pocket in case I'm on the other side of the room.
I just ate it right in front of you.
Okay, never mind.
Guys, we going
All
through
right.
the front door or what?
Well, Wade
Yeah.
must have, I guess.
Sticking with the same plan. Kurtu's our leader here. Wait, we
Yes.
probably shouldn't say his name is Kurtu, so let's pick a new name for our leader. How about...
Worm.
Well, no, that's... Kurtu, what are other kobold names, so it doesn't sound suspicious? Give us some examples.
Ewok. Ewok is one of my cousins.
Alright. What? Eru?
Ewok.
Ewook.
Ewok. Rook. R-U-K. Wook.
I'm not going to remember that.
How
It's
about...
basically just his name backwards. Or jumbled up or something.
It doesn't matter. You're not allowed to call me by my first name anyway. It's Master.
Yeah, oh, what is your
I didn't
last
agree
name,
to
Kurtu?
that.
So, where are the feet going to the ladder, or the feet going towards that bush?
To the ladder.
So, where are you guys going?
What ladder? Oh, I see.
Leader, do you want me to go up the ladder first?
Yes, you may.
I think it
Alright,
was Master.
I'm not saying that. I test the rungs of the ladder, Adam. Do they feel nice and sturdy?
They do, and surprisingly, this ladder looks recently constructed, or at least nowhere near the everything else you've seen, like the table, the walls, everything there looked ancient. This looks fairly new.
How
Worm's
high?
group probably built it. Or brought it from somewhere. They knew what they were looking for.
And I came here for a reason. That's why I asked. Does no one know who this Diderus is?
I shrug. Are you
But
going to go
that
up the ladder,
Diderot
or
was
are
a
you going to...
dragon.
Alright, well, while I'm climbing, you guys think about it. Who the hell is Diderus?
As you climb to the top here, Rasmus, you notice at the end of this area there is a door that is slightly ajar.
I'm gonna kind of put my hand down and then put a finger up to my lips, trying to shush everybody, and I'm gonna see if I can get a little closer and can I hear anything through the crack?
Give me a blind check.
I'm gonna stay on this side of the door. Is the crack on this side, Adam, or
It
this
is.
side? Yeah, so I'm gonna stay on this side so it doesn't look like my light is refracting inside of the crack. Or, and I'll give you a check now.
It is silent from inside the doorway.
Hey guys, there's a door. It's kind of open.
Great.
That was fast.
Sweet, we don't have to unlock it.
I don't hear anything.
We have to wait for your master.
Looking at the floor, Adam, is it like stone? Is it hard to
It
see if
is.
any more footprints? Can I see if I can make out if it's old? I imagine that there's probably a collection of dust and grime. Can I see if any of it's been disturbed?
You can, yeah, give me a blind check. So yes, you're exactly right. The ground below this ladder is sand and dirt, so it's much easier to track. Once you get up here, it is solid stone, but much like you just suggested, there's quite a bit of dust in that, and you can see that the dust has certainly been disturbed right up to the door. And this close to the door, you can also see that there are marks on the door and the frame, which indicate it was recently forced open.
They went this way for sure. See? Crowbar or something there.
Great.
Brilliant intuition.
All right.
You guys are assholes, you know that?
Yes,
I
they
love
are.
it.
Rasmus, as you open the door, you notice a rectangular room stretches out before you. The things you spot right away are 6 statues, 3 on either side of the room, and a lot of bones in the center of the room.
I'm going to grab your arm. Wait, that looks not very inviting.
Well, they went through here, so Maybe it's like those statues. There's a test or something.
So can you follow the feet of which way they went?
Like, step where they stepped. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, maybe you were so good at watching feet, you could watch feet in there.
I don't have feet, but I can try.
I can try to help. I don't know what the check is.
Adam, I'm gonna see. I can see that? Does a door open into their chamber or our chamber?
Into the chamber to your north.
Okay, and so as I push the door open, and can I see on the ground any more of those marks or footprints going in here?
So it's not necessarily footprints that you see. It's just, say, absence of dust, or the dust sort of cleared away. So it's not super obvious, like exactly where feet would have been individually.
But it is obvious that they went through here.
Yes, I would say somebody went through here for sure, based on what you've spotted, as plus with the door being forced open.
All right. Well, I'm not going to
Wait.
share the information with Gale. That's not correct. But I'm going to try to hop on the first place I see the clearing of dust.
I'm gonna try to stop him. Can I try to stop him, Adam?
He gets to where he is before you. Are you physically stopping him, like grabbing
Yes,
him?
I'm gonna grab him by the arm.
So he gets to where he's at, and then you stop him there.
Why don't we have the smarty pants like to try? Did his detect magic go off? I thought he said it was doing that.
Oh,
Yeah,
we
he
got attacked by
started, but then we
trolls.
got attacked by trolls.
Yeah, the trolls. They stopped it.
I don't think this is as bad as you think it is, Gale.
Oh, a
They had
pile
to
of
come
bones.
through
Huge
here.
pile of bones, and they went in.
I mean, it looks like a trap, obviously, but that means we can maybe avoid it somehow.
Well, if you won't, I can scoot back and jump the entire length of the room.
Well,
Whoa, you're a good jumper.
Yes.
he
That's
never
why I don't have
skips
any.
sick day.
I'm a great jumper.
You know, that helps the rest of us, though.
And maybe the switch is on the other side.
Did you have a rope with you or something?
Yes.
Okay.
Always. But I don't think it's... Does anybody have I got a javelin. Maybe I could press in front of me as I walk. Let's see. I think you guys are pretty scared, but, like, I'm not too familiar with traps. But,
I'm sure you're about to be.
well, how... Do they just reset automatically? Like, if, like,
Wait.
let's say Verum went through here.
Wait a
One
minute.
of two things... Wait,
no,
wait.
No, hold up. Did Kurtu? Didn't you? I mean, what's your name?
Aster.
Did you ask for wisdom or something? Do you have any benefit from what those giant people were saying?
Yeah, I didn't die.
Well, can you use your wisdom that these statues gave you or something?
I look in the door. Move, peasant.
I don't move.
I'm not moving.
I'm not
either.
talking about it. It's you're not
Are
in the
we,
way.
are we your guards or are we your peasants? I forget what character I'm supposed to play.
I
We're
peek
not-
in, I see all the bones. I'm like, I think it's a trap. That's my wisdom.
Great. Sorry,
Look.
Rasmus. Go ahead with your plan.
Okay, Adam, I'm gonna take a javelin out of my bag, and I mean, as a barbarian and a monk, I've got danger sense and evasion. So, I mean, if a trap does go off, I should have a pretty good chance of being able to read it. So, as best as I can, I'm gonna take the javelin, and I'm gonna, blunt side, not spear side. I'm gonna poke the, like, tiles in front of me as I move,
Okay.
and just start making my way through the room.
Okay, so you're clattering through the bones, kind of kicking them out of the way as you're poking with the blunt side of the javelin.
So far, so good.
I'm watching the bones in case they animate around him and get to shoot some skeletals.
I'll keep going.
As you step to there, Rasmus,
Here we
you
go.
notice suddenly the statues on either side of the room, there's this like grinding sound. So as you approach the statues, you hear the sudden sound of or no, I'm sorry, not that one. As you're moving through this area here, you see the statues all begin to sort of turn, and as they do, each one's face kind of swings in your direction. Is there anything that you do immediately?
I just keep my head. I don't want to seem like they scared me, right? Because I know I've got a group of people behind me, so I'm just going to keep my eyes forward and like continue to move like I was moving, right? Like I just try to go to the next tile in front of me with my poke and prod method.
Okay. You notice that after you don't react in any way, the statues revert to where they were previously.
Whew.
Smart.
Yeah, you just can't be a little bitch.
Take notes,
Good.
cartoon.
And then I'm gonna try to move to the next tile. And I just keep going, I suppose. Until you toggle the locks again. Alright. If I make it to the other side without anything happening, I'm just gonna stop and say, alright, who's next?
I am next.
Go through the door on the other side.
No.
So I'm gonna do the same thing, Adam, and walk through and see how I fare.
Are you poking the ground with something as well?
No, because he already poked the ground with the blunt end of his stick.
All right, so you're essentially just walking straight through.
Yes.
Just following my path of kicked bones.
Yeah, it's a clear path. The bones are now cleared.
You pass through without anything odd happening.
Alright.
I'll go next.
Yeah.
I'll do the same thing as they were, just eyes forward, following their trail.
Okay, in the essence of time, you may all pass through as nothing else odd seems to occur.
I told you guys, just don't act scared.
Yeah. Alright, after we all kind of settle for a second, I'm gonna crouch down and like lean my head against the door. Is it like another wooden door? Or is it metal
These
or
are all
stone or
stone
something?
doors that you've encountered so far.
Is this one ajar or forced open like the other one was?
It is not ajar, and it is not forced open. There's no markings that indicate it was forced open.
Okay. Can't hear anything coming from the other side at all?
Blind check. No, you don't hear anything from the other side.
Alright. Let's go.
Alright, as you step into this room here, I just realized I did not put on the you're inside this location music now, so let me switch that real quick. Alright, and as you enter this, you notice that this chamber is a high vaulted dome with a deep inset ledge circling the room, 10 feet wide and 15 feet up. The floor here is set with a beautiful tile mosaic showing a knight in plate armor wielding a glowing sword against a chimera. The word safe is written in chalk on the door leading to the west.
So that side, right? Yeah.
West is north.
Okay. Alright. I'm gonna turn around and say, okay guys, so this is also very ominous room.
Just keep your eyes open.
But there is a door that says safe. It's written in chalk, so my guess is that they came through here.
What is that creature that the knight is trying to kill?
Rasmus, as you step to there, let's see, I'm going to say Spectre, Gale, and Rasmus, you'll all have an opportunity to not be surprised here as you're in the room and have a chance to can actually see this as it's occurring. Hugo, Kurtu, and Armony, unfortunately, you'll all be surprised by this occurrence. So, Rasmus, Gale, and Spectre, blind check, please.
Does passive help at all here, or no?
Not in this case, no.
Okay.
Spectre, you are not surprised as you notice the mosaic chimera actually starts pulling itself out of the ground and just springs to life, essentially, right there from the ground. Gale and Rasmus, unfortunately, the two of you are surprised.
Dang it, man.
All right, and then let me get you guys in order here.
Oh, that's a chimera.
Oh my god, again with the high initiative and the bullshit surprise. Can't stand
Well, you
it.
won't be surprised
Oh, I
when it
gotta
goes.
re-roll mine.
Yes,
Yeah, I
please
know,
do so.
but still.
Oh, well, actually, Armony, you're already at the very bottom, so I don't think you can get any worse than that. So you're also.
Oh, let her try.
No, well, she re-rolls, it goes lower only. So, all right. So Rasmus, you would be surprised. Your turn ends. Kurtu, you'd be surprised. Your turn ends. Gale, surprised. Turn ends. Spectre, not surprised. Your turn.
All right. It's rising from the ground. Does it have a cover from me where Gale's at?
If you draw a line through your current space and Gale's in this line in any way, then he will have cover. So
Did
yeah,
you say an actual creature is rising at him, or is what? Could
So-
you describe it one more time?
Yeah, so the ground was a tile mosaic, right? So think of this as like an image in tile. And as you entered, the tiles themselves came to life and came out of the ground.
So it's a chimera, but it's made out of
Tiles.
tiles. Okay.
Stupid wizard's trick.
I mean, but it looks pretty scary, so I'm gonna go attacking, I guess. So my turn. I'm not surprised or anything.
You are not surprised, no.
Okay. I will move until I'm stuck.
All right, yeah, 1 sec. There you go.
I will move until I have a clear shot. Does this work?
That's good, yep.
Okay. I will take my 3 attacks, straight ambush her around. 1,
That will
2,
hit.
and
Hit,
3.
hit. All 3 hit.
So no sneak attack, obviously, because no one's next to it. So 8, 11 plus 1d8 force for 3. And then
28 total?
8, 16, 27, 8, 16, 27, 30. Yeah. Rasmus is smarter than me. And then I will use the rest of my movement to go duck around the corner here.
Okay. Okay, Hugo is surprised. Turn ends. No longer surprised. We move to the Chimera's turn.
Just want to point out that Gale looks a lot more appetizing than Rasmus. He's a goat.
Some people eat goats. Like the Mongols, didn't they?
Well, goat is like the second most ate meat on the planet, to be honest with you.
Gale
It's
is
like
odd
chicken,
and
and then
Rasmus
Gale.
is even. Gale,
Yes.
you notice the creature steps forth as these tiles move. So as the arrows from Spectre hit it and strike into the creature's body, you notice tiles actually fall off of it, striking into the ground and clattering. As the creature itself moves up closer to you, you can hear the sound of almost like the tiles banging into one another as the creature gets closer. As it does, it is going to unleash a series of attacks here. So there's going to be 3 attacks. I will need 2 defense rolls from you.
Oh, wrong button. Sorry, I have the wrong there.
Okay, the first one, even though you're surprised by this creature popping out, you manage to avoid this attack, and that would be its bite. The second one is its claws, and that will strike into you. Oh, that's also to GM. Okay, so claws. There's going to be 6 points of slashing damage against you. So it's, I guess you would say it's the lion head bites you. Then the claws, or however it makes. There's 3 heads, but the important part is the dragon head is going to breathe fire upon you. So as it does so, I will need you to give me a dexterity saving throw.
All right. So if the subject of the effect allows you to make dexterity throw to take. Okay. So you have the shield master. So I'm trying to read that. If it targets only me.
I think it's if you succeed on your save, you can burn your reaction to take no damage instead of taking half.
Nope, that's right. It at the bottom there. Second line from the bottom.
Right. It's the very bottom one, actually. So if you're subject to an effect that allows you to make a dexterity saving throw to take only half damage, you can use your reaction to take no damage if you succeed on the saving throw.
Excellent. Success.
Don't fail. You failed.
Okay, so failing the save, the fire burns over on top of you.
So it says I can add. So here's the part I was wanting.
Oh,
You
God.
aren't.
So
Yeah,
the
you
second
can-
one is if it targets only you. So think of something like a firebolt, right? You could use your
Oh.
dexterity saving throw, but there's like an attack roll, and that's what the second one is for. Then there's a saving throw to take half damage. That's what the third one's for. This
Okay,
one's a
so
saving throw for half.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
Well, the second one says, add your shield's AC bonus to any dexterity saving throw you make
If it
against a
targets
spell.
only me.
Right.
Oh,
Yeah,
even
but
we're
that
though-
still
saying
wouldn't
AoE
help.
doesn't target.
Right.
Yeah,
so
but
even
that
though
would
this one is an AoE and technically you're the only one in the range, that's not what it means. What it means is when a spell has like, hey, pick a target, right? Then that's
Right,
when that
like
would
Sacred
apply.
Flame.
Right.
Yeah, but
right.
let's say even so. I mean, that's adding a 2 to his save, which would make us
3.
8 of 10. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Or 8 and 11.
Right.
All right.
I think he would still fail. So
As the dragon's head breathes out that fire, you notice, yes, it is indeed fire, and it comes all over you, is burning your shoulders, your head, your hair, all of that type of deal. From there, you notice the creature then jumps into the air. You can take an opportunity attack if you wish, Gale.
Of course, I'm going to take an. Is this a dragon person?
It has a dragon head.
I feel like that counts.
attack that head. Let's
you
attack
won't
that
know
one.
until you hit.
I'm going to click the button. So
Your blade connects and hits the creature.
that's with my versus dragon. So
It
I don't
does not have any special effects against dragons.
I will unclick the button then.
All right, so as the blade slashes into the tiled creature, you notice once again more tiles fall off. The creature is then going to fly up. And again, just want to give you guys a quick reminder of what this room is. Vaulted dome with a deep inset ledge circling the room, 10 feet wide and 15 feet up. So it flies 15 feet up onto the ledge.
I will yell, "Get to the safe door! Just get out of here!"
Or we could just kill it.
Armony's turn passes as she was surprised, no longer surprised, and moved to Rasmus.
Give me just a second. I'm going to look up jumping one more time for high jump. The number of feet equal to 3 plus your strength modifier. So that would be 7. Alright, so Rasmus is going to... He's still got that javelin in his hand because he just poked and prodded his way in here. So he's just going to look down at it, then look at the creature, and just launch his javelin at it.
Okay. The javelin connects. When it strikes into the creature, you realize the creature is resistant to this damage.
Yeah.
But you notice a single tile breaks off and falls down, hitting the ground.
Consolation prize.
Thanks. Thank you. I'm just going to... I'm going to move back because I know that ranged attacks are not my speciality, and I don't have the ability to step of the wind right now and attack, so it would be foolish for me to get closer. So I'm just going to push back a little bit and end my turn.
Okay, Kurtu.
All right.
Well, actually, can I say... I'm sorry, Adam, and Kurtu. Can I say that with my my free action or opportunity action or whatever, I'm going to pull my sling out? That sling we stole from those kobolds who try to attack us?
Yeah, you can do that.
Cool. All right.
All right, Kurtu.
All right, I'm going to chance it. How high up is it, Adam?
The ledge is 15 feet up.
Okay. 5, 15, 20, 25, 30. So that'll be 30. I'm actually seeing that it casts fire. I'm going to actually cast magic missile, just level 1.
Okay. All right, you cast magic missile, and your 3 glow flaming darts flash out, striking into the creature, wounding it a bit, and breaking more tiles off of it.
All right, and seeing that it has a dragon there, I'm going to say,
I am a Dracorn of the Fire Dragon Clan. Let our people go.
It does not seem to react to you in any way, and I suppose that was spoken in Draconic, right?
yeah, that was draconic. I see a dragon there, and fire dragon. I'm a fire dragon guy, so that's,
Sure, yeah. Yep, it doesn't seem to react in any way. Gale.
All right, I'm going to move here. I'm going to say, get through the door. And then I am going to face step right next to the creature and boss fight
Okay, so now you are 15 feet up.
on that ledge. Yep. And I am going to attack him.
You slash and connect, wounding the creature and spilling more tiles.
Great. Now I'm going to attack again, but I'm going to hero point this one, if I please.
That will also hit.
And now I'm going to do superiority die to menace him. So I scream at him, let my people go! No, it's not going to work.
He is not affected.
I believe he
Great.
still takes extra damage, though.
Get through the door!
Yes, you get to roll the superiority die, right, for more damage on that? Okay, Spectre's turn.
Gonna matter. I go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. He's up on the ledge. Do I have a clear shot at him from here?
You do not.
Does it look like if I moved over this direction I would?
Yes.
Okay. You tell me when I have a clear shot. 30,
You have a
35.
clear shot.
Okay. I will take the shot. 1.
That will hit.
This does add sneak because Gale's up there.
As it hits the creature, you will realize this creature is resistant to this damage.
That's fine. And then I will shoot him a second time. Wow.
That'll also connect.
For another 3, I guess.
Yes, and more tiles break off from the mosaic creature and fall to the ground.
And I will cunning action dash back to where I was.
Okay, Hugo.
Okay. Hugo's like, I knew I should have studied up on Shadow in the morning time. Damn it. And he'll move over.
So it's up on the ledge, would have cover from you there.
Okay, so he'll, as the bonus action, try to telekinetically pull it off the ledge.
Okay. You are unable to pull the creature.
Okay. Well, he will do Toll the Dead.
Alright, and spell effect roll. Yes, he will be affected by this as the tiles turn black and corpulescent.
Okay, cool. So that's 14 necrotic. And that's the end of his turn.
What does incorporelescent mean?
It kind of looks like dead and putrefied. But you're common is second language, so probably not real well. All right, it's a creature's turn. It is going to unleash a series of attacks against you here, Gale. So first attack, a defense roll.
And we can't superiority dice because it's not my turn.
Unless you have a battle maneuver that says you can do it when it's not your turn as a reaction or something.
No, I don't. Okay.
Okay, you manage to dodge the bite. Then the horns try to hit you. You dodge those. On the third one, I'll need you to give me an athletics or acrobatics check, your choice. All right, on the third one, instead of trying to hit you, he just pushes you backwards, knocking you off of the ledge. Once again, same as before, if you wish to drop the sword, you can have a chance to grab onto the ledge, suffer no damage.
Oh, yeah, would the sword drop at my feet?
The sword would drop down below.
But we don't know where, right? Can I drop it right before I fall?
No.
Okay, yeah, I think that I am going to not drop the sword.
Okay, so you're going to just take the fall. So you fall over the edge and land on the ground, suffering 5 points of damage. And from there, the creature is going to fly over to the ledge on this side. Harmony.
Harmony looks at Spectre and says, I thought they wanted us to run for some kind of door. What are you doing back out here?
We're killing the thing. It breathes fire.
I've heard multiple people yell, run.
We got it.
Sure of it. I'm sure of it.
It was just Gale a couple of times.
Oh.
Varying levels of fear, yeah.
Okay.
If I have to, I can catch up to you guys easily.
The door that says safe, that's the one that we go to.
Okay, now that I have an actual view of the room, which door says safe over it?
I point.
From here, you can't really see it. Well, but keep in mind, all this is happening during the same time, so you might still be falling at this exact moment, Gale.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
He's over there!
He points with his sword that he wouldn't let go of.
Hey, everybody. What's going on?
It's over there on the ledge.
Okay. We're gonna try to sacred flame it.
Okay. And spell effect roll. Yes, it will suffer the 4 points of radiant damage as the radiant energy strikes it and destroys more tiles.
Oh, yeah. It looks like it's beat up. Good job, guys.
Yeah,
All right. Gael is looking a little rough, right?
He's laying on his back, waving his sword, but yeah, probably.
I'm gonna wait till my next turn.
Okay. All right, so top of the round, guys. We're a little bit over session end time. Do you guys want to wrap this battle up? It'll probably take another 5-10 minutes, or do you guys want to end here?
I feel like we can kill it.
Yeah, let's wrap it up.
Just wrap it up.
All right, so that's 3 votes for wrap it up. So we'll try to go quick. Rasmus.
All right, Rasmus, grabbing a stone out of his little ammo bag that he took also, he's going to start whirring the old sling around, and he's going to launch it.
Okay, yes, that will connect.
Perfect. And just as he releases it, he's going to start running towards it, and he's going to do a good old high jump. So it's 7 plus whatever this is. So that's 12 feet in the air. I feel like I should be able to punch it right at him.
No. So you jumped 12 feet in the air?
Mm-hmm.
So,
And then I'm 4.5 foot tall.
So what I would say is you can jump and get on top of the ledge, or you can jump, make an attack, but then fall.
Yeah. Let's jump, make an attack, and then fall.
Okay, yeah, go ahead and make an attack.
So hang on real quick. Let me just... That was 20, and then the jump is 15, right? So that's 35 feet of movement. Okay.
You can call it 25 because you'd be moving kind of in diagonals, vertically.
Gotcha.
That'll certainly hit. Damaging the creature badly.
Okie dokie. I'm gonna...
At which point you fall. Do you do anything other than absorb the damage?
No, I slow fall, so
Okay.
I'll avoid that damage there.
Okay.
And let's see. I still got a bonus action to attack, so I'm actually gonna land and like try to like as I slow fall, I'm gonna like go all the way into a crouch position. And I'm gonna try to another high jump. So that'll be 7 plus. Oof. Not
You
enough.
Jump
that
up,
time.
swing, but yeah, not enough to get to him. Okay, Kurtu.
All right. From here, I'm going to go ahead and just firebolt.
The firebolt will connect, and that will be enough damage to smash the creature as thousands of mosaic tiles clatter down all around Rasmus, the ground, on top of the ledge. The creature is destroyed. All right, guys, that is our session for tonight. Good job in your
5
battles.
minutes.
Yeah,
I
you never-
was like, is that Adam going to bring this thing back to life or something?
Oh, well, I never know how you guys are going to roll, right? There's always weird things that can happen. So, yeah, good session, guys. And we're back into our regular cadence. So we'll see everybody next week. Pick up from there as you guys continue to explore this tomb or ruins or whatever this might be.
Great job,
Sounds
guys.
good.
All
Thanks,
right.
guys.
Night, everyone.
Say that
Have a good week, everybody. See